We just gotta be patient and wait, says CM Punk. We are live, man. Well, I tell you, man, Phil Brooks knows how to set the internet ablaze when he certainly wants to, man. CM Punk's AEW Dynamite debut in Milwaukee. We now have confirmation that he is not alone, and that we may be on the verge of a final countdown. Malakai Black pretty much murders Arn Anderson's son live on national television, and it was fantastic. And the tag team title eliminator tournament and the finals are now set for AEW Rampage. A lackluster show tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but man, oh man, do I got your CM Punk news. This is the only place you need for CM Punk news, and we're gonna get into it right now. And I'll tell you this, man, you and I know we don't steal anybody's shtick right here for the AEW Dynamite post show on Off the Screen. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the OTS venue. This is Off the Script for your AEW Dynamite post show on August 25th, 2021. I am JD from New York, and I am joined by my very good friend who's sporting his new CM Punk merchandise that nearly broke the goddamn internet. This geek showing it off when nobody else here has it, man.
I got an extra one, too.
Yeah, you got brag. Throw it in everybody's face, you clown.
I got a brand new one, never worn, just sitting in the closet, hung up and protected by 3 security guards.
And you got the ice cream wrapper that apparently we're going to get into. I got news on who actually paid for your ice cream, by the way.
Oh, yes, I heard.
Yeah. Look at this guy showing everybody his new CM Punk merchandise. Jesse, how you doing, man? Lackluster, to say the least, episode of Dynamite, but I think we're all still running high on CM Punk, and man, oh man. Well, you know, listen, man, we love CM Punk here. We missed him dearly. It was historic last week, but Jesus Christ, man, when this guy wants to break the fucking internet, he certainly knows how to break the goddamn internet. What a bombshell he dropped tonight on Dynamite. We're going to get into that, but what'd you get out of the show tonight? What'd you think of it? And where are we headed into All Out? How are you feeling with literally just a week and a half left?
I feel like this was a show that they just kind of wanted to move a couple of storylines here and there. But all in all, it felt like they just kind of wanted to bring the tone down a little bit, because everybody was still on 10 from Friday.
Yeah.
So to be honest with you, I greatly appreciated a show like this. Just have a show. Let's show us some wrestling, do a couple of promos, and you don't have to do anything spectacular, man. It's been overflow for the last, week or so. So I like this episode.
I get what you're saying there. I agree with you. I think a lot of people, I guess, wanted a little bit more, or AEW, not to drop the ball on CM Punk and all the momentum that they had coming out of Rampage. A couple of people hit me up and saying that they hope AEW's not going to drop the ball in regards to where they're going with CM Punk and where they're going with the company direction. I think with CM Punk's arrival, like you said, everybody's still on a 10, even today, especially after the bombshell that he dropped. It's just going to get more people excited about what's to come. But this coming weekend for Chicago at All Out, it's all his, and it's going to be built around him. And then I think that September 5th, that show on September 5th is going to be the dawning of a new era, per se, in AEW. So I get what they're trying to do. I just think that, All Out, I think they're focusing most of their attention on Punk, and I feel like everything else is kind of taking a second, third, fourth place finish distant from Punk. I know that's the way it's supposed to be, but, to be fair, man, I was expecting a little bit better of a show, at least on paper, for All Out. I mean, how you feeling about All Out?
And the thing is, I don't necessarily get that, because everyone on that roster is a confirmed worker, everyone there. And it's not like we're getting a bunch of rematches. I think we have, one rematch on the entire card.
Yeah.
And we get fresh matches. We get a hype crowd. We get a locker room pump because CM Punk is going to bring eyes to the show. I'm feeling more excited about All Out than I have any pay-per-view this year. And to me, you can't, unless you're going to sit here and put Marco Stunt in the ring with Kenny Omega, you can't put a bad card together on paper or in AEW as far as I'm concerned. Because everything is just about fresh and exciting. They've only been in business for a couple of years, and now they got a turnaround of all these different new rosters and big names that we want to see, not to mention anticipation of other names that could easily flow in at any time. I don't feel like I could be any more excited, for the pay-per-view itself.
I get what you're saying. I'm excited about it too. Let me ask you this: you're more excited about it compared to SummerSlam? SummerSlam was a record-breaking event, man. We had almost 52,000 people at Allegiant Stadium, man. They broke records on Peacock. You're not as excited about that?
That was, I'll give him this. That was the best sports entertainment show that I've seen all year. Easily.
Oh yeah, because it's not professional wrestling, right?
No, none of that. I love that argument. Oh, we're not pro wrestling, we're sports entertainment. All right, cool. So do you go out there and do you do basketball or football or tennis or soccer or any other kind of forms of sport, or just wrestling?
Yeah. Listen, I'm excited for All Out. I think the reason why I'm excited for All Out is because I knew all of this was happening with Punk, and I'm excited to be there with you. I'm excited to be there with all our great fans, and I'm going to be announcing a meet and greet very, very soon. I'm nailing down a place. I'm going to go over that with you in the coming days. I just got to talk to a couple of people and, get everything squared away, and we're going to be good to go, man. And believe me, it's a place with my type of beverages. And it's got...
make sure you run the place by me before you lock anything down, and maybe I know anything about it that you might not know.
Because you're a Chicago savant.
I don't know about all of the good places, but I do know the places that got a bad rap for something in particular. So yeah, I can't tell you how great it is, but I can tell you if I heard bad things about it. So let me know. I
got to run things by the boss man here, ladies and gentlemen. So you will hear that in the coming days, hopefully. So make sure you guys get tuned in on the channel and on social media. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. You guys can follow Jesse if you want to as well. You see his @ on the screen right there live. Right here on YouTube. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys go check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. We were busy all weekend long, and I'm honestly still feeling the effects of all the live streams and everything that I've done over the weekend, man. It takes about a week or so for all of this to get out of your system after the big weekends that we had, like we had this past weekend. But I'm glad you guys are here. So if you missed any of that stuff, record-breaking stuff on the channel, go and check it out. Links are on the homepage. You'll see everything listed right there as soon as you click on the channel page. So if you missed the SummerSlam review and the Monday Night Raw review, and Off the Script was live on Saturday right before SummerSlam TakeOver 36, it's all there for you on the homepage. Go get your t-shirts. I don't have any CM Punk-like merchandise on my website or my store, but Bonfire is now partnered with YouTube, so you guys have easy access to go get yourself a t-shirt. All you got to do is look underneath the video screen, and you're going to see whatever t-shirt you want there. The 4 best-selling designs are there. Click it. It'll take you right to the shop, and it's all easy for you, so go and support doing that. And today's show is sponsored by my great friends over at Dr. Squatch, drsquatch.com. Make sure you guys use code SCRIPT at checkout to save 20% off. They're always adding something new over there. What they're really pushing is the Star Wars soap bundle. So if you guys love Star Wars, they got some Star Wars-themed soaps you guys can pick up. You could save 20% off. That's code SCRIPT at checkout. Make sure you guys visit drsquatch.com and use code SCRIPT at checkout. And I always want to thank them for supporting Off the Script. Jesse, might as well get right to the top, man, right into it. CM Punk's AEW Dynamite debut. Everybody was excited. I thought it was a lackluster show. I do get your point on why we needed a show like this. It was a major come down. I thought the crowd in Milwaukee could have been a little bit more lively. They did come to life when CM Punk was out there with Tony Schiavone. And the big news, and like I said at the top, this man knows how to break the internet when he wants to break the internet. It was in his promo where people were chanting, yes, 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 about what he was talking about in regards to Darby Allin and his match with Darby coming out at All Out. The crowd of 4,000 plus in Milwaukee started chanting, yes, yes, yes. And we all know that is Daniel Bryan's shtick in WWE. CM Punk took a step back, listened to the crowd, smiled, and I'm not sure he was supposed to say what he said tonight, but he took a step back, a deep breath, and he said, well, listen, that's not my shtick, but you guys need to be a little bit more patient in regards to that certain individual, almost implying and confirming all the reports that we've heard, Jesse, that Bryan Danielson is absolutely 100% confirmed to be all elite. And CM Punk, literally, after he went to the back and got out of the ring, he went on his Instagram page and uploaded to his stories. He actually uploaded a picture of himself and Daniel Bryan shaking hands at one of their many matches in Ring of Honor. It was a photograph of just them shaking hands, not themselves, but just their hands, interlocked in the middle of the ring during a Ring of Honor match that they had together. What do you think about this? I mean, it pretty much confirms what we've all known for weeks now, that Daniel Bryanson is all elite.
Yeah,
Bryan Danielson. I'm sorry, I got his name back. I still got his WWE fucking name stuck in my head, man.
That's fine. Let me run this one by you. I never brought this up, but I mean, I'm sure everyone here has seen the Punk promo from last week more than once, right? All right. So if you think back to it, when Punk stopped and asked everybody, he asked us if he could tell us a story. And then the crowd said, yeah, and then he paused for a second and he said, hold on. And he took off his sweatshirt, revealed the t-shirt. Then he asked again, said, can I tell you a story? And the crowd said, yes. As I was there, I heard a couple of them, but like nothing loud enough for Punk to hear, but it sounded like he was trying to bait the crowd into yes chants. And that's kind of what it felt like while I was there. Like, he keeps asking us a flat out question today we know we're going to say yes to. And you get that many wrestling fans in one room all saying yes, it's kind of natural to get back to Daniel Bryan, yes. But we didn't do it. So I'm wondering if we would have did it last week, if he planned on dropping that Easter egg last week.
Well, I don't know if he was supposed to drop it last week, but, I mean, why do you think he dropped that tidbit today? I mean, I don't know if that was something that Tony Khan approved of or if Punk is really just really sent out there to say whatever the fuck is on his mind. But why did he drop that tonight of all nights?
And again, maybe it's just something that he knew he could do and just did. I mean, if it was something he shouldn't have done, why would he go back and then send an Instagram photo out right after it?
That is true. I mean, could we possibly be seeing him at All Out?
That I couldn't tell you. That I couldn't tell you, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's the card is stacked. Who knows? He might come out and set up a future feud with whoever he's going to debut with. Who knows? But I mean, it just, I mean, I don't know. You had to be there, I guess. But it felt like asking the crowd a flat out question that they're going to say yes to it, but they didn't break out into the yes chance. I think he probably just put it back in his pocket. Okay, you know what? I'll do it next week then.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry.
But it kind of felt that way because if we would have started, I mean, as hype as we were that night, if we would have started all of those yes chants, he wasn't going to ignore it.
No.
He would have said something about it.
Yep.
And maybe this is the something that he actually planned on saying, but we never broke out into the yes chants. Otherwise, he'd have been trying to force that Easter egg on us because we never baited him with a yes chant.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I was already thinking it when I saw it happen, and I was like, well, when he did the "Can I tell you a story?" and we said yes once, I was sitting there thinking, like, I'm surprised we didn't get into the yes chant.
Yeah. Now now that you're saying it, I'm thinking back to that, and with him, you know, doing that, it would have been an absolutely perfect time to do that. He may have been baiting people into saying it.
That's what I'm thinking. And then he was baiting us, and then he said it again. Again, no yes chance.
And he changed it up this week. He gave the fans a question where a yes or no question, and they replied to yes. And it's almost as if he baited them in tonight, and he just said, you know what? Yes, that's not my shtick, but that belongs to somebody else. You guys got to be a little bit more patient about him coming on in.
See, it was the thing though. When he said he said what he said, and then the crowd said yes, and then no yes chance. So now at this point, he'd have to force it on us, and we did not. But in Chicago, when we cheer for Punk, put it like this: I heard a lot of faint "welcome back" chants. There was some "welcome back," and as they start to pick up steam, they just kind of merged into CM Punk. Everything we chant at Punk is always CM Punk. So even if like a couple of he asked a question, the question was like yes, okay, we answered yes. That's it. If we're gonna chant something, it's gonna be CM Punk. They're not gonna get into yes chants. They're not gonna get into the whats. They're not gonna disrespect Punk's promo time in Chicago by chants that he didn't solicit himself.
Yeah. You know, it's an amazing thing to see because it brought a smile to my face just based off the fact that with the narrative that I've been going on for the last several years, if anybody's been listening to me long enough, you know when I said it and how often I have said it. You know, I don't think CM Punk is in AEW if Daniel Bryan is not signed and sealed. Obviously not yet delivered. I don't think CM Punk is in as quick as he is. He may not have ever been signed, to be honest with you. I do think that at some point they really converge together and they are doing this together. And I believe that they are going to be the 1-2 combination that is going to change this industry around in AEW's favor, and it's going to be a situation where professional wrestling is back at the forefront and sports entertainment is always going to be looked at as a fucking embarrassment because I can't stand it anymore. I hate that terminology. I wish I could fucking banish it forever. I honestly do think that they're in this together, and I don't know when he shows up. I still have him reserved for New York City. I think that would be the best place to do it. I don't know how we bring him in at this point. I don't really care how Daniel Bryan comes in at all. All I know is that these two guys are in this together. And I honestly do believe, Jesse, you know, it was Bryan signing that was confirmed, and Punk pretty much confirmed it tonight. Punk is there. And I don't know if you read the article that I posted in the Friday stream about CM Punk sneakers. There's this big conspiracy going on with CM Punk sneakers, and he actually had another couple initials on his sneakers tonight. It was, at least last week from what I saw, AC on his sneakers. Now, that could mean anything. It could be family. It could be friends. It could be his fucking barista at Starbucks. Who the fuck knows? But AC is synonymous with somebody who is, as of Friday, according to sources, a free agent from WWE, and that is Bebe Adam Cole. And CM Punk put over Adam Cole's girlfriend right at the top before he even uttered a word about himself on Rampage last Friday in Britt Baker. Tonight, bro, he had BW on his sneakers, and that is the other big name that's in the news. And I think I have an article queued up here in a little bit for Bray Wyatt. And everybody is believed that he's going to AEW. And even with the Dark Order tonight, we see some fucking rifts happening in the Dark Order. What's going on there? Is CM Punk really the bridge to bring professional wrestling back? And his tree, bro, it's reaching out to all these different aspects. Adam Cole, Daniel Bryan, and now Bray Wyatt. Who the fuck knows who else is a part of this growing tree to just develop pro wrestling back in the mainstream with AEW? It's fucking crazy to even think about.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are kind of misunderstanding why this is so historic of what's going on right now. It's not just because Punk's out of retirement. It's not it. Punk is going to be the catalyst that is going to bring pro wrestling back to where it used to be. A lot of people who may not have had faith in jumping over and joining Tony Khan will know that Punk is one of the most just non-trusting people. I mean, he doesn't trust any goddamn body.
No.
And he's hesitant to do anything, and he covers himself, and he does his due diligence. And at the end of the day, he said Tony Khan is worth signing with. So what's going to happen there? More eyes on the product. That's clear from the ratings and from all the hype and everything else. Well, if I can get in AEW, those will be more eyes on me. I have more creative control over my gimmick, and I'm not feeling like I'm in prison in WWE. So yeah, bringing in names like Punk, Malakai, Wyatt, Danielson. I mean, it's only going to get better, and it's guys like CM Punk that's going to legitimize AEW to the fullest.
Absolutely. I mean, this is, when we talk about it, we understand the magnitude of what's happening here. A lot of people think, it's just another WWE guy, somebody who's salty, who's going over to the enemy team, and he's going to badmouth WWE. He should be grateful for the platform that they gave him. For Christ's sakes, I seen it all this past week. For Christ's sakes, they met him and April met in WWE. So it couldn't have been all terrible there. I mean, give me a fucking break, man. Seriously, I heard all these bullshit excuses. I mean, if I was CM Punk, I'd fucking hold that grudge for the rest of my life, too, the way that they treated that guy.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't understand how miserable this guy was and how much this company made him hate the business that he loved all his life. So, I mean, the hatred runs deep.
Well, Tony Khan he's already smiling from ear to ear with the investment that he made in CM Punk, with the amount of buys that All Out is going to do. It's pretty much going to pay for CM Punk's contract for the entire year. Because this is absolutely...
I bet you he's already starting to make a fucking profit off this guy.
Absolutely. For Christ's sakes, Pro Wrestling Tees AEW shop fucking closed down for about a good 48-hour period because they couldn't handle all the traffic. And yep. I'll get into all that. I got so much CM Punk news. It's mostly going to be Punk news, guys. We're going to go over the show, but it's not going to be as in-depth like we usually do because nothing really happened tonight, and we'll go over the important aspects of the show. But, Jesse, Tony Khan already thinks that CM Punk's deal with AEW paid for itself on the first night. He said this. He was on the Dan Le Batard and Friends podcast this morning, and he talked about CM Punk. Now, Le Batard asked Khan if the deal paid for itself on the first night. Tony said this, and I quote, "I believe this was one of the best deals I've ever done in my life, and I don't think it was really all about money," Khan said. And when asked the question again about Khan and Punk and how Punk interacted with the wrestlers backstage, buying all the fans the ice cream, which we'll get into his discussions with Punk leading up to the signing. When he was asked about Punk again, Khan stated, "Yeah, I do think so. I think in terms of what this has done for our business, I really believe as soon as we saw the results from this before we even got started, I knew this was the best deal we could have possibly made," end quote. Khan also brought up the success and buzz it got including a boost of social media traffic, pro wrestling t-shirt records, and more. He noted that Punk increasing all of the business metrics couldn't have come at a better time. Bro, if you look at all the metrics that Tony Khan's talking about, bro, we got YouTube, that clip, it was AEW was trending #1 in the sports tab on YouTube for 3 days with CM Punk. It's got, I don't even know what it's at right now. Somebody in the chat go find out what it is. Got to be as close to as 10 million views as possible, bro. And then we got the Twitter shit was going crazy, man. I just based it off what I do and what I tweet. Absolutely fucking better than any WrestleMania in the last decade from what I remembered on Friday night. It was crazy. Then you got the pro wrestling tees. You were there personally. You fucking felt it. Guinness Book of World Records reached out to CM Punk and AEW about how loud that fucking building was. And when TK says that this deal paid for itself on the first night, I mean, I believe every word that comes out of his mouth. And then, like I said, the pay-per-view is going to be as close to 200,000 buys on pay-per-view at $60 a pop as you could possibly get. It's going to pay for Punk's first year in AEW plus Daniel Bryan. So, I mean, this is an absolute mega deal that not only is doing everything analytically for Tony Khan, but like you and I just discussed, it's the bridge to bring everybody to AEW so pro wrestling thrives again, man. This is incredible.
Yep, we got another bomb, man.
We got a bomb. I'm not even looking. I'm looking at my notes. Oh, my God.
Yep.
Oh.
Wow.
Daryl dropping another $500 super chat. Oh, my goodness. We got to read this one, man. Let's put on some tunes. Holy shit. Daryl, thank you so much, brother. Where is this coming from, man? Now I got to take Jesse out for 2 steak dinners, man. What are you doing? What are you doing to me? He says, boom. Goes off the script, bomb. JD and Jesse L, both of you guys have a blast at All Out next weekend. CM Punk versus Darby or Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage for the world title. Or title versus title. Winner takes all as the main event. Ring of Honor, NWA, MLW need to break out their wallets and sign some of the released WWE talent. Take care, guys. Oh, my goodness, man. That is crazy.
That's amazing.
Daryl, thank you so much, brother. This guy owns the fucking venue. Never mind me, man. Daryl owns the fucking place. That is crazy.
Oh, shit. But yeah, dude, fucking I don't know. I mean, who knows what he signed Punk for? Who knows? I mean,
I know.
If Punk wanted to squeeze him and break the bank, Khan would pay it. If Punk wanted to just get a good living wage and still keep Khan able to sell to sign other talent, maybe.
Yep.
Who knows? You know, who knows? But the fact of the matter is, it was all worth it. The press, the views, the t-shirt sales, I mean, everything else, it was all worth it. So, I mean, I'm with him. Even if he didn't monetarily make it all back on night one, he'll definitely make it back by All Out.
No, absolutely. And it's only going to increase and grow as we move on from not only Punk, but when Punk spawns Bryan and Bryan spawns Cole and Cole spawns fucking Bray Wyatt and whoever else is coming on in. You mean to tell me that this show isn't going to be at the stage in a year or two after all of this to rival Monday Night Raw? I mean, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible.
Wow. So, yeah, I mean, I said it before. I mean, I don't want to say WWE has a problem. I mean, but they do have a problem. You know, and I mean, monetarily, they'll be fine. But as far as, you know, popularity and wrestling goes and everything else, I mean, they're gonna have to get on board and change what they're doing, or just completely split wrestling fans down the middle as to the stuff that WWE does versus the stuff that AEW does.
You see, Jesse, this is another topic for a completely separate podcast in its own. Is WWE, and this is a great talking point, is WWE going to change the way that they operate now as far as what we see on television? Because if they change, then in my eyes, Vince McMahon would be looked at as a failure, and that's not going to be a thing where Vince puts himself in a position where he is looked at as, oh, he didn't do a good enough job to get the job done for the industry of professional wrestling or what WWE is trying to do. It would pretty much be him admitting sports entertainment was a complete failure after he's pretty much built that all for himself for the last 2 decades. I mean, it's ridiculous with this WWE shit, World Wrestling Entertainment. Is Vince going to change his way? And do you honestly feel yourself? Because I feel it. I see it. I know it. Do you feel the winds of change as far as the pro wrestling landscape, that people want more professional wrestling instead of fucking sports entertainment? Do you feel it now more so than you did any other year with the arrival of CM Punk?
Bro, I've never once felt that people wanted anything to do with sports entertainment. But what other option did we have?
You're correct. We digested it because it was the only thing we were fed.
That's the only thing we had. Now, I mean, the ratings have constantly, just going into the shitter every year over year. I mean, people are caring less. And now AEW is doing pro wrestling. And then it's like, well, which one do you like better? No one's ever liked sports entertainment. I mean, I've never liked it. It's what we have. We had NXT to kind of break that monotony. But then when Vince found out that we were enjoying NXT, he smashed that too. So now, no, I mean, again, I think it's just going to split the fan base. You're going to have kids and families who enjoy, watching Morrison, spray grown men with a fucking super soaker. And then you're going to have people that want to see, Darby Allin face CM Punk.
Yeah.
So it's just two different. It's just, they're catering to two different audiences. No one sitting at an AEW pay-per-view would also be happy with going to pay and sit at a WWE pay-per-view. Not because they one's better than the other. It's just that AEW is their cup of tea.
Do you honestly see WWE change when AEW is at full power? And I'm talking about when this year is over and we get the names that are rumored to be coming in. Do you see WWE changing a little bit? They're never going to change completely, but do you see them changing their stance a little bit to cater to a little bit more of a pro wrestling crowd on what we see Monday and Friday night, being that they just killed it on Tuesday night with NXT?
No. They just hired a man to come in and completely change everything that WWE is all about, including over in NXT. And he's doing just that. He's becoming the biggest heel in wrestling, more so than Vince. Like he put a shield in front of him this time. It's fucking amazing stuff, man. I mean, and the thing about it, Vince just turned 76 yesterday, or whatever it was.
I believe it was today.
Yeah. He's getting older, man. It's only going to get worse. He's going to get more stubborn. He's going to get more stuck in his ways. I mean, he's not going to get older and then decide, okay, I should change my ways now. Now that I've demoted Triple H, stripped NXT, and did all of this shit, now I see that was all wrong. Now I'll go back. No.
Do you know Tony Khan was briefed in on AEW before he took the job about a year and a half ago for whatever position he's in right now in WWE, and he brushed it off?
Oh, he was interviewed for Nick Khan's job?
No, Nick Khan was briefed on what AEW was, and he blew it off. Yeah. He didn't think anything of it.
He didn't do his due diligence, man. Well, clearly.
I mean, clearly they're impacting what WWE does business-wise. I mean, if he thought they were a big deal, then he should have. If they were competition, like he thinks sleep is fucking competition, then he would have done more to kind of squash what they're doing right now. Now, honestly, the way we see things, I think it's a little bit too fucking late for Nick Khan to be doing anything, because now look at where we are. Yeah, they let this rash get out of hand, bro.
Yeah, I never bought that one, because if sleep was so much of a concern for them, then they wouldn't be putting on the fucking storylines that they do.
Well, I mean, I laughed at it. I mean, I love that line. I'll be using that line as a fucking joke from Here to Kingdom Come. But, I mean, he was briefed on AEW. He did nothing about it. That's what I read.
With a juggernaut coming at you like AEW did, as fast as it did and how hard it did, you have one or two options. You can just kind of deflect it or meet it head on and admit it. But now admitting it is basically, acknowledging a war. And then when you lose it, then you're admitting that you lost the war.
Yeah.
We know how Vince is. Yep. I mean, Triple H is suffering from that right now.
Yep.
So, I mean, he doesn't want that shame on his face. He really doesn't want that. Right now, the biggest fear for Vince is if Tony decides to move Dynamite onto Friday or Monday or some shit.
Yep.
That's what he thinks. He's worried about what if he comes after Raw, SmackDown. He still doesn't get that it's not about trying to take him down. It's just trying to get wrestling fans back. And that alone pisses off Vince.
Yeah, it does. And that's all that it's about, people. It's not about, when I say compete with Monday Night Raw, I don't mean, AEW's here to take down Monday Night Raw after fucking 30 years on the air. It's not about that. It's what Jesse said. It's all about bringing professional wrestling back. I think fans now are tired of sports entertainment. We want our pro wrestling back. And that is something that comes in all shapes and sizes. We don't want pro wrestling to come in the form of Vince McMahon going out and hiring 6'7" fucking athletes that don't know a fucking headlock from a wristwatch. I don't want that. I don't want that type of pro wrestling. Pro wrestling exists because of guys like CM Punk, like Daniel Bryan, like everybody that right now is heading towards AEW and what they're doing. That's what pro wrestling modern day is built on. You know, we can't go back to the 80s where Hogan and fucking Warrior and all these guys were muscle-bound freaks and, you know, they were larger-than-life athletes. Guys like that, they're not created anymore like that. You had fucking so many of them guys back in the day, and now look at that. You don't have anybody that's larger-than-life since John Cena left. And now Roman Reigns is great at what he does, but he's not larger-than-life. He's not even on the same planet as John Cena. So they have a major fucking problem.
No, and I'll tell you this, man. I got into a Twitter spat with somebody about this the other day, but all the pro wrestlers from the 80s and 90s that was super swole and everything else, we're never going back to that. I mean, wrestlers today are way more conscious about the stuff they do to their bodies. Yeah. I mean, and we're suffering from that when we see our beloved wrestlers from the 80s and 90s all dying off 20 years too soon. I mean, you don't see big, beefy, muscle-bound guys throughout the industry anymore because nobody is putting that stuff in their bodies anywhere near as much as they used to back then. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be ignorant and say no one's doing it. But at the same time, not everyone's doing it, and they're all not doing it to the levels that they were doing it back then either. I mean, so even if they are doing it, they're a lot more professional about it. They get doctors involved with it. They make sure they watch their diet. Back in the 80s and 90s, it was do that shit, then drink beers, and then smoke up, and then go to the strip clubs that night. That's not what people do in wrestling anymore these days. I think times have changed. And if it comes with guys not being as big and are a little bit smaller, and they're living longer and giving us longer, more entertaining wrestling matches, I'll take what we have today versus big, beefy guys.
What did you think about Tony Khan's comments? Professional wrestling is an art form. You don't create great artists by training them to be all paint by numbers in the same way. I mean, he's absolutely correct. I mean, it may sound like he's starting some shit, but I mean, he's dropping fucking truth, and it's very difficult to disagree with him.
Yeah, I think he just crowned himself the messiah of pro wrestling with that statement right there. That's done. It's done, dude. Every legit wrestling fan read that and said, "That's it. Okay, just build this guy a statue." Yep. I mean, he's the savior that we needed from Vince, man.
No, we're not gonna give him a statue just yet, but if he continues doing what he's doing, I'll be all for it, man. I'll throw him a couple of dollars to fund it. Anyway, after all this CM Punk stuff that happened on Friday, we got the bomb dropped, I guess intentionally by CM Punk about Daniel Bryan coming into AEW, but. You know, the Pro Wrestling Tees website, Shop AEW, it was shut down. I luckily got my shirt ordered, and it's in the fucking processing system. So I don't know when that's coming, but I won't have it before Chicago. I know that. So no. I was lucky enough to get the same shirt that Jesse's wearing right now on the podcast. But Jesse, the Pro Wrestling Tees store went down. Sales were absolutely the greatest in the company's history for this one shirt. So I assume any type of merchandise that he releases is going to be the same thing. Now, that was that. The ice cream bars, he actually footed the bill personally for the ice cream bars at AEW Rampage. In an update, the Pretty Cool Ice Cream Shop in Chicago took to Instagram and revealed how Punk footed the entire bill for all of the ice cream bars that were handed out at the United Center on Friday's Rampage. They noted that Punk came to them 2 years ago with this idea, Booker T, who we'll get into in a second. So they posted a clip of Punk's Rampage promo and wrote, and I quote, "The big moment when Punk thanks his fans for waiting and to grab some ice cream on the way out on him. Were you there? Since we have been getting a lot of questions, yes, the ice cream was on him. It wasn't a publicity stunt dreamed up by promoters. He came to us on his own and asked us to help him do this 2 years ago. And finally, the moment was right. Our small team worked tirelessly to hand make every bar, and CM Punk wrote the check for the entire bill himself. That's some real Chicago love right there. City of big shoulders and big heart. End quote. Bro, you got custom-made ice cream made specifically for CM Punk that was a thought 2 years ago. Save that wrapper, man. Don't put it on eBay.
Oh, I have it. I have it.
You said it was like a Klondike bar, though.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't. It honestly was nothing spectacular. It was just the chocolate, vanilla ice cream in the middle. The chocolate coating, and that's it. I mean, that is it. It had a stick, so it was. I mean, it was a Klondike bar with a stick.
Listen, I think we all can sit here and say we all love ice cream, and CM Punk is a fan of icy treats. So what?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
He footed the bill. He's a fucking gentleman and a scholar.
Now, which shirt did you get? Did you get the black trim or the white trim?
I have no idea. I got to ask Hoop Media.
Yeah.
Hoop Media ordered it for me, and I don't know what Hoop Media got me. I said, listen, I need the management team to get me a fucking T-shirt. And they tried vigorously, and then finally Hoop Media got me a T-shirt. I don't know. I was just lucky to get one.
Yeah,
I didn't even know there was another. This black trim. I didn't know there was black trim.
Yeah, black trim around the neck and the arms. That's the one from the venue. Now, Pro Wrestling Tees ran out of these shirts with the black trim on them, so they started printing them on all white tees. So that's what they started selling those after a while. Now, I'm not sure if they're gonna go back to the black trim or stick with the white tees going forward, making the black trim ones extremely rare.
I like the black trim, actually, now that I'm looking at you. I like the black trim a lot.
Yeah, the black trim is the cool one. So if they stick it on all white, then this will be super rare. If they go back to the black trim, then the ones that are all white will be the ones that are super rare.
Yeah, I agree. Hopefully it's the black trim. I got to ask Hoop Media. I don't know what they got me. So Hoop Media came in clutch, man. I got to agree. I gotta say so.
Yeah, that was pretty tight. Now I'm glad they did, because I was thinking about just giving you the other one that I have. So.
Oh, what a kind gentleman you are. You don't got to give me anything, man. Your company's all I ask for on Wednesday nights. I don't need no fucking shirt. Sell it. Give it to your wife.
Oh, it was hers already. I was gonna take it and give it to you.
That's all right. I got my own.
She offered.
But listen, man, you went to the show with her, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you got to celebrate the moment together. You can't give me a shirt that you got specifically there in that moment. That's your moment.
She won't appreciate it, bro. Trust me.
That's all right. She'll appreciate it. She appreciates it because you appreciate it.
Yeah, she won't fucking appreciate it. She'll wear it, throw it on the floor, walk on it, and be dirty for 2 weeks. Oh, God.
Speaking of appreciation, man, you know who actually appreciated and actually had some beautiful things to say about CM Punk's debut? Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette said Punk's debut was perfect. And I was shocked when I heard this. He was on his Jim Cornette Experience podcast, and he shared his thoughts regarding CM Punk's debut on Friday's Rampage. Cornette said that Punk's debut was perfect, and even he couldn't have booked it better himself. He says this, and I quote, "It wasn't the way I would have done it. It was a lot better. It was perfect. I said it wasn't the way I would have done it, and I said it was better, and here's why. I think I told you on the phone last week," I guess he's talking to his co-host. "Obviously, everybody was pretty certain that he was going to be there. The question was how and what to do. I said, I wonder how this is going to be. This surprise is going to be sprung, is going to be revealed or unveiled. What manner is he going to make his debut? What I would have done was, since they know what the surprise is, surprise them in the way they get the surprise. Make it to build to some moment, and then they couldn't hear the fucking music after that anyway." End quote. I look back, Jesse, at everything that Tony Khan did for CM Punk in his debut and how he was unveiled. And like I said, and everybody knows you were there, you seen it firsthand right at the top of the show. People went absolutely batshit crazy. And then We see what WWE did with Becky Lynch on Saturday's SummerSlam show and how terrible they handled everything regarding Becky, Bianca Belair, and Sasha Banks. And then we go back to looking at CM Punk's debut on Friday's Rampage, and we appreciate it more and what Tony Khan did to perfect that moment after looking at how terrible WWE did Becky Lynch's return. What do you think about the two differing debuts, or returns, I should say? And if WWE was smart, bro, and how they handled the whole Sasha Banks thing, I mean, they promoted her fucking 8 days before, knowing that she wasn't going to be at the show. They promoted her on the Go Home show. They promoted Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair right until Bianca Belair made her entrance. And they had a video package for Sasha and Bianca right before the match was supposed to go on, only to tell the Las Vegas crowd that Sasha Banks wasn't there, and she wasn't even in the fucking building. Becky Lynch and WWE should have really dropped teases like WWE did with CM Punk. Belair should have come out 3 weeks ago, and said, all right, Sasha's not going to be there, but I'm going to show everybody why I'm the man in this women's division, and she could just drop Becky Lynch Easter eggs on SmackDown, and that would get people excited. Well, oh my God, Bianca Belair's calling out Becky Lynch, but Becky Lynch is not back yet. Is she cleared? It would have developed hype going into SummerSlam, and then that crowd would have exploded like CM Punk did in Chicago. Look at what they did, and look at what AEW did for Punk, and how much we appreciate what Tony Khan did, man. The two differing worlds, it's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, that would have been great. A few other ways would have been great. You know, there's no sense in breaking them all down, but you know, the one that sucked is the one they went with.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that much. That was just terrible, man. You spent, I mean, from WrestleMania to SummerSlam, you spent all this time telling us that Bianca Belair is the next big thing. She beat Sasha Banks. She put Sasha out of commission. You know, beat her clean. Boom, done. Went through the whole women's division. Got to Becky Lynch, got squashed in seconds. Bianca Belair is nothing. We got Becky, though.
Yeah, we got Becky. Meanwhile,
I mean,
you know, the one thing that I look at that nobody's really picking up on, and I got these geeks online. Oh, it's gonna get Bianca Belair more over. I mean, why did you put her in the WrestleMania main event if your plan was never for her to be over? How is this going to be more over than WrestleMania main event with Sasha Banks? Becky Lynch is going to make it better than it already was? I mean, that's like a fucking spit in the face of Sasha Banks if I ever seen one.
For the people that say that this is going to get Bianca more over, I say this, then why don't you see Roman Reigns out there losing in 5 seconds? It would get him more over, right? I mean, by that theory, it will get him more over. Let's put Lashley out there, have him get squashed in 30 seconds. We're really going to get him over, too.
Yeah.
This should work around for all champions. If it sounds stupid to send Roman out there to get pinned in a few seconds, then it sounds just as stupid to send Bianca Belair out there to do it.
Yeah, would you see Kenny Omega losing 5 seconds on AEW television? No.
Yeah.
You wouldn't see any champion in AEW fucking booked that way by Tony Khan.
No, people who say that's how you get someone over, that means they don't know how to get someone over.
No, absolutely 100% agree. But Jim Cornette loved it, and WWE should have learned a thing or 5 just coming off of CM Punk's debut on Friday, right before SummerSlam, but they dropped the ball big time, and they buried Sasha, Bianca, and the women's title all in the same fucking breath. So congratulations, Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard. But I'll have more personally on that this week because I'm sure there will be more news in regards to why that happened and what came out of Becky and Vince talking about the direction for the SmackDown women's division. But Jim Cornette loved it. Who didn't love it, Jesse, was Booker T. Now, I'm not going to go over everything that Booker T said because it actually is fucking mind-numbingly stupid, and I don't want anybody watching this show right now to fucking have their IQ deleted by watching us talk about AEW Dynamite tonight. But Booker T said this, bro. CM Punk is back, man, and I got a chance to witness the return of CM Punk. I really did. I don't know you guys out there are big AEW fans. You guys agree to disagree with me. Booker T doesn't really put himself in a good position for people to agree with him on most cases, but that didn't come from me. But me, I'm always telling it like it is. Y'all know that, and I'm going to tell it like it is on this one right here as well. I want all the listeners. I need you guys to challenge me on this one. I'm begging you to challenge me on what I'm talking about. CM Punk came back, and he had full 10 minutes on television to go out there and make his point as far as CM Punk and why he was back. He had the perfect crowd to be able to go out there and really, I'm talking about having a party in the United Center, but CM Punk came back and took his moment to choose to talk about WWE. That right there was a total miss as far as I'm concerned. He struck out. I can only imagine if The Rock had the same 21,000 in Miami. The Rock would have talked about every landmark in Miami and that everybody in Miami visited. He would have had all those fans going crazy with excitement. But CM Punk came back and chose to talk about WWE, and that 9 minutes went so slow when it could have been a party going on in the United Center. He also mentioned that CM Punk came back not only to talk about WWE, but he mentioned ice cream bars and why he talked about everything that he left behind in WWE. He says, for me, it was the same promo that was given in WWE. It was about the E. It had nothing meaningful to do as far as what I'm going to create, who I'm going to blow up, how I'm going to take AEW, coming in, being a nice guy and throwing out freaking ice cream bars. Who gives a damn about that? End quote. I mean,
let me jump in here. Hold on.
listen. Booker T, I'm going to let you have the floor with this one. I just want to say this. Booker T, this is not the only dumb take that Booker T has had. I mean, clearly Booker T is a WWE fucking apologist and elitist. Number one, he's paid to fucking say whatever he needs to get WWE over because he's on every fucking pre-show panel that they have before pay-per-view. But number two, I think he's sorely mistaken about CM Punk talking about he made it seem like CM Punk came back and spoke for 10 minutes about WWE and fucking ice cream bars, and that clearly wasn't the case at all. I don't understand what he's talking about here.
Right. Well, here's the thing. He never once said WWE.
No.
Not once.
No.
Not once did the letters WWE come out of his mouth in succession. So that right there, I mean, it was implied. I mean, I'm not an idiot. I mean, I heard it was implied, but he never once said WWE. So how he spent his whole promo talking about WWE without even saying WWE is a talent within itself. Number two, the man went out and explained his absence. He went out and explained to Chicago why he chose to step away from the sport that he loves. And in the process of explaining why he chose to take an absence, he told us a story about when he loved pro wrestling, decided to leave it, and now he's coming back to pro wrestling. Well, Booker T would have been happier if Punk would have went out there and said, I want to give a shout out to WWE for giving me a platform and everything else. I bet he would have loved it then.
Yeah.
But since he spent his time talking about, and this is what's important right now, what I'm about to say. CM Punk went out there with the 10 minutes that Tony Khan gave him, and he said what he wanted to say.
Yep.
He said what he wanted to say. WWE has made a part-time job at throwing jabs at CM Punk whenever they could. And the guy just sat home and he barely even tweeted about any of this stuff. I mean, I'm not saying that he never spoke any ill will of WWE. He said what he had to say in a big podcast and he was done. WWE spent 7 years just throwing out random jabs here and there. The guy comes back and he got to say what he wanted to say. And Booker didn't like it because it wasn't enough about WWE as far as I'm concerned, because it wasn't about WWE. It was about what he wanted to say. And he was given a live mic to do just that. And he did it and didn't make Booker happy. Sorry to hear that, bro.
He was given a live mic. Tony Khan let him go out there and say whatever he wanted. Tony Khan had no idea what CM Punk was going to say. And that's the level of trust that you have in somebody like that. Like you said, he never mentioned WWE. WWE threw some pot shots at CM Punk over SummerSlam weekend when SummerSlam was over. because they said the biggest debut of the weekend or the biggest return of the weekend. Yeah, for Becky Lynch and Brock Lesnar. Meanwhile, motherfucker, are you guys really that fucking ignorant and petty?
They do that on purpose. If you go back and you scroll through the thread of that post on Twitter, pretty much 95% of the comments all have CM Punk references.
You got to be kidding me with the lack of intelligence on their behalf. They make themselves look stupid and they don't even fucking care. That's what I find funny about it most. CM Punk's debut on AEW television, return back to pro wrestling. Bro, he told everybody why he was back. If Booker T fucking listened, like you said, he never mentioned the E. He never mentioned anything about that other place except for the fact that, you know, a shot there that it's not professional wrestling, which I think, in all honesty, we all know it's not. He's back because he loves professional wrestling. He never not loved professional wrestling. And he's back because he wants to put other talents that he looked at when he was sitting at home admiring and watching. Oh, that's who my favorite wrestler would have been if I'm that age. Or if I'm a younger kid, or, you know, that's the type of guy that I want to, you know, get in the ring with at 42 years old. I want to better myself with these young talents. He said exactly why he was back. I don't know what the fuck this guy was listening to.
And then he said that Punk didn't put anyone else over. The first thing he did was start putting other talent
Britt Baker over without even mentioning why he was there. It said, I got a bigger pop than fucking, or Britt Baker got a bigger pop than me in Pittsburgh. It's ridiculous.
Punk has not stepped foot in a wrestling ring with a live mic in 7 years. He gets in the ring and he says, Britt Baker.
Yeah.
The world is watching. You want to hear what I got to say? Britt Baker.
Yeah.
Darby Allin. Everybody was waiting to see what he had to say tonight. What did he say? Pentagon.
Yeah.
He said Pentagon.
Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, Brian Pillman Jr. Why is he there? He didn't explain why he was back. I don't get it. Is everybody from that company just fucking brain dead?
I think, look, I'm almost ready to just to stop giving Booker T shit on this, only because it doesn't feel like these are thoughts of his own. It feels like he's literally getting paid to put the feds over in situations like this. And if that's the case, that's your job. And it is what it is, man. You know, that's fine. You know, I mean, clearly you're not gonna like anything. If Punk would have fell face flat on that re-debut, do you think Booker T would have been out there saying anything positive about it? No, he would have laughed at it. It was a success, so I didn't like it. You know, that's fine, bro. I mean, you should be happy that people are still listening to your podcast with people like CM Punk and Bryan and everybody else showing up on AEW.
It's amazing to me. It really is. I needed to address that. I know a lot of people asked me, not only today, but this week, am I going to cover the Booker T comments? I'm like, don't worry about it. We'll talk about it on Wednesday. It's as if his comments are getting more and more ridiculous as the topics get bigger and bigger and bigger. So, I mean, if CM Punk showed up in WWE, I mean, he probably would have fucking praised it up and down, left and right. This is the greatest return of all time. But the fact that it happened on fucking Friday's Rampage, I got a problem with it. He mentioned ice cream bars. He mentioned the E when we all know that he didn't really mention them by name. But if it was on Monday Night Raw, we all would have been fucking jumping for joy, right, Booker?
Booker's out there. He's out there talking about ice cream bar. He said everything he had to say. Walked around the ring, gave high fives, gave a full promo, did a promo with Darby, ended it, had his music cue, and then said, "Oh yeah, by the way, everybody gets free ice cream bars." Oh, the whole promo was about fucking ice cream bars.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. You're reaching, man.
Well, that was what Booker T said. We got more CM Punk news here, Jesse. He talked about Darby Allin. Punk did on ESPN. He was actually interviewed by ESPN in regards to the Darby Allin match at All Out. Now, we all know CM Punk has not officially wrestled a match since the 2014 Royal Rumble. He's confident that fans won't be disappointed with what he brings to the table on September 5th. He says this, and I quote, "I think it's a lot of, can Punk still go? In regards to him and Darby. Can Punk still wrestle in the ring? Can he be entertaining? Fortunately for me, I was never a guy that did a whole bunch of crazy flips and stuff like that, so I don't have to go back and try and do these amazing athletic feats. My goal is to tell a story. And the way I get ready for this match is to watch a lot of Darby Allin matches. It's no different than a sports team watching tape on the team that they're playing. I watch him, I see what he can do, and then I get creative about it. And that's how I get ready. Obviously, I'm in a television show that's called Heels. That's on the Stars Network. I've been in the ring. We're filming wrestling. I've gotten in the ring, and I've been training, but not super extensively because it beats your body up. So I'm trying to be smart about that. But mostly just watching tape on him, and I'm impressed by what I see. I think you and I both stand firm on what we think Punk is going to bring to the table at All Out. I think, and we talked about this, Darby is a perfect opponent for him because Darby is going to bring the best out of Punk. I think Darby's going to put CM Punk over in a way that not many people right now, today, can put anybody over, and Darby is excellent at that. And Punk, on the flip side, Darby is going to make him not only defensively, offensively, in every which way, but they're going to work fluidly together, flawlessly together, where they both complement each other great. I just have this really great feeling that it's going to be a barn burner of a match.
It's going to steal the show. Well, maybe that's a little presumptuous. All right. I have not seen Punk in the ring, anything like that. I mean, in my hopes and dreams, it would steal the show. But I will say this. We have not seen Darby Allin put on a bad match yet.
No.
And now he's in the ring with CM fucking Punk.
Yeah. Well, we're going to find out. Is there going to be nerves? I think it's going to be more nerves than ring rust, in my honest opinion. I think it's going to be more being in front of 11,000 people at the Now Center than ring rust after being away for 7 years. So that's just my take there. But it's going to be a great match. And like Jesse said, Darby Allin has not disappointed in anything he's done in that ring since he's debuted with AEW. At all.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna pause you for a second. I sent you a text, but Amazon and YouTube are going down all over the place. It's fine here for me, but in case we have any issues, YouTube is trending big time about being down.
Really? Okay. Yeah. We still got 2,700. The number keeps going up from what I can tell. So we'll continue the show the best we can. We're not going to go in depth with the review, guys. It's mostly CM Punk news. We're going to go over the big tidbits from tonight's show, and that's pretty much it. I'm not going to go analytical on you. I'm not going to break it down like we usually do. So we will see what happens. But we'll keep the ball rolling here on YouTube. We got 2,700 in the venue. Thank you so very much, guys. Please remember to hit that thumbs up as well. We are at 904 likes. Let's try and get over 1,000 if we can. I'd love 1,500 if we can do that, so make sure you guys do that. Jesse, one more news and note on CM Punk. Tony Schiavone actually had a lot to say in regards to Punk's debut, and he was actually supposed to do what he did tonight last week on AEW Rampage. Now, with the debut, Schiavone revealed that Tony Khan's original idea included him introducing CM Punk on night one. In the end, Khan decided that CM Punk needed no introduction.
Yeah, no, bad idea.
Yeah, he says this, and I quote, "We have our meetings the day before, and our meetings are usually on the telephone now. We used to meet in person. We don't anymore, and even though most of us, almost everybody, you either have to have your vaccine or test negative, we still just do it on the phone." Tony Khan read over the format, and the format had special guest on it, and Tony referred to Punk as special guest. True to form, Tony did not say CM Punk's name at all. And then he contacted me later in the night, and via text, he said, "Listen, I'm thinking I'm going to have you introduce him." He said, "That's what I'm going to do." I said, "I'd be honored, but we need to talk about what I'm going to say, because what I'm going to say would be very minimal. I don't need to go on to something big." And he said, "Okay." So we got to the building. My name was on the format. Tony Schiavone introduced his special guest. CM Punk arrived, and I was told that he was in his room. The room, by the way, was marked with special guest. He didn't even have a name on the door. So he arrives, and he had a couple of people with him. One's an old ECW guy. Let me think for a second. Lou Dangerously, also known as Sign Guy Dudley, was with Punk. And there was somebody else. I know he also wrestled before. He's a friend of his. So we got a couple of guys with him. Sat there, talked to him for a little bit, and Tony Khan came in, and we all three sat and talked, and it was decided, I really think rightfully so, even though I really wanted to be part of this, it was rightfully that I told them I would back out. You know, have him come out on his own. He said, "Punk, listen, I want you to interview me. We'll do it on Dynamite. I want you to hold the microphone. I don't want to jerk it out of your hands like people have done." I said, "Okay," so that apparently he's going to, and as this thing drops, going to air tonight, me talking to him in Milwaukee. So everything that was supposed to happen last week happened this week on tonight's Dynamite, and I don't think that it would have come off well with Tony being there. I think that needed to be Punk's moment. So good on Tony and good on Shivani to really change this and just have Punk come out on his own.
Yeah, I definitely would have broken that one down.
Yeah,
the moment was about no one else.
Yeah,
no one else. No introduction. No Justin Roberts.
Nope.
No Tony Schiavone. Just let the man. Just give him a mic and get out of the way. It's literally the equivalent of the Bulls in the '90s are down by 1 point and there's 5 seconds left. Who should we pass the ball to, dude? Give Mike the ball and get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, really.
Just move. Just move and you win the game. That's it.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, so that was excellent the way that it came off. And like I said, everything that they did and talked about last week, it was done tonight on AEW Dynamite. So ladies and gentlemen, that is all the CM Punk news that I have for you. Jesse and I are going to break this show down as quick as we can because now I'm fearful of YouTube going down in the middle of our stream. I don't want this to end up like the last time that it happened. I sat here and talked about everything by myself. So I believe that was an NXT review a couple of months back, so we don't want that to happen. But Jesse, Dynamite kicked off with Orange Cassidy and Matt Hardy. Orange Cassidy beat Matt Hardy in the opening match. They did a delete and hands in the pockets deal that got the Milwaukee crowd into it. So that was pretty cool. Shit like that I love because we've been without that for so long, and the crowd really makes that moment. The big spot in this match, Jesse, is something that could have left and probably did leave Matt Hardy with a broken nose. And I don't know what exactly happened here, but Hardy set up for a twist of fate. Orange kept rolling out of the way, and Orange countered a twist of fate and sent Hardy to the floor before taking him out with a tope suicida. He followed it up with a diving crossbody and a float over DDT, which got him a 2 count, but Hardy came up busted open from his nose, and his nose might have been broken. I seen him breathing a little heavy while he laid there on the mat. What'd you think of that spot, man? Blood all over his face. And I know you told me something about Matt Hardy via text that I absolutely agree with you with, man. It is getting a little bit more difficult to watch Matt Hardy wrestle. And I don't know if it's because he's not bad by any means, but I mean, more and more stuff like this is happening to Matt Hardy in the ring.
Yeah, and that's just the whole thing. I mean, I'm not complaining about having to see him wrestle. It's just that it just feels like he's like one spot away from hurting himself again. He looks like he was concussed, possibly broken nose, possibly. I mean, geez, man, I know it happens. I get it. It's pro wrestling. It's going to happen. Why does it feel like it's happening to Hardy every time he gets into a big spot? This was a big match. Believe it or not, because it's the first match that any Lapsed fans are going to walk into after tuning in to see CM Punk. I mean, this was a big bet. They popped a big rating. They did a big return in CM Punk. They turn on Dynamite, and they're going to see Matt Hardy against, Orange Cassidy. I don't know.
Is this Hardy family office shit working out, man? I mean, I just feel like it's really fucking lame. I really do.
Nobody's getting over there.
Yeah, no, nobody's on. Private Party's not over. Butcher and Blade. Butcher's not even there. Blade is there. Bunny's not anymore over. Blade's not anymore over. I mean, you got Angelico and Jack Evans there. They're not anymore over. I mean, what's the fucking point? It's almost like they're just pairing people together for the sake of pairing people together, and Matt Hardy's leading them. I don't think Matt Hardy's at a level right now in AEW that is going to kind of generate all that type of people getting over type of heat. It's not working.
No, I understand he wants to help, young tag teams, and I can see him being an influence, for Private Party and for, and Helico, but the thing is, it's not working. TH2 is he would be of more service to them as being just like their agent in the back.
Yeah.
Than he would be out here on the screen with them, because his gimmick is not getting them any more over, which means that if they were doing something on their own, at least they have a better shot at getting themselves over. I know for a fact Private Party could do much better by themselves than like this.
I don't know, man. I just feel like it's not working out. I feel like it's just very missable television when the Hardy family office is on TV. But You know, Private Party, I know they're so young, and I see a lot of people saying, oh, they're burying Private Party. Private Party deserves better. I mean, they're 21, 22 years old. What the fuck do you think they're doing? Where are they going? I mean, they're with Matt Hardy on AEW television as he is their mentor. Like, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better spot if you're Private Party, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they'll be fine. They get plenty of time to develop. They'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah. So they fought on the top rope. Hardy was sent to the mat by Orange Cassidy. He mocked Jeff Hardy on the top rope, which in all due time, Jeff will be there, and then Matt can do his own thing with Jeff, which would be a great thing to see as they end their career. But he did a swanton bomb off the top rope. Very nicely done there. Orange went for the twist of fate. Hardy countered, hit a diving elbow drop off the second rope. Orange came back with a twist of fate for a near fall of his own. Hardy avoided the orange punch. He went for his leech submission. Love the name of that. But Orange turned it into a double hands in the pocket cradle for the win. It's almost as if he hooked his own tights to get Matt Hardy, the 1-2-3 over Matt Hardy. So it was not bad. It was just like Jesse said. I mean, they needed to come out firing on all cylinders. They kind of did, but they also didn't at the same time. It was the first match legitimately you were going to watch coming out of Rampage and CM Punk's debut, 1.2 million on TNT Friday night. And I don't know, man. I thought it could have been a lot better.
Yeah, it could have been.
At
least to me.
Chris Jericho, bro. I know Jericho and MJF had their match, and MJF won, and he beat Jericho. The 5 labors of Jericho are now in the past. And I told you week after week, I know we're going to get Jericho. I know we're going to get Jericho MJF. I don't know why they're doing Jericho MJF on a Dynamite and not at All Out. So we got this promo by Jericho. He's out there by himself. He's disappointed in himself. He invited MJF out there to hear his proposal, and MJF didn't show up. He eventually did. Jericho proposed one more match at All Out, Jesse, and he said if he can't beat MJF, he doesn't belong in AEW anymore. If MJF beats him, he will never wrestle in AEW again. So MJF came out and said that this is embarrassing. He was wearing a beautiful t-shirt that said MJF 3 and Jeriblo 0. So you got to love MJF. Said this is embarrassing. He told Jericho to leave him alone. Said the only reason Jericho is obsessed with MJF is that he needs the rub from the fastest rising star in all of professional wrestling. However, while being able to say I tapped Chris Jericho out is cool, saying I ended Chris Jericho's career is legendary. He accepted telling Jericho to be careful because he's better than him, and he knows it. Like I had a feeling, Jesse, we have presumably Jericho putting his career on the line at All Out. We're getting another match. MJF, Jericho, career on the line for Jericho. But I know you got to agree with me here, man. I'm not in the position right now to see Jericho get his win back over MJF at the pay-per-view when this match should have actually been the 5th labor at All Out with MJF beating Jericho and ending it in Chicago.
I think Jericho wins. I
know.
I think Jericho loses. No, I think Jericho loses, man.
You think Jericho is done with quote-unquote AEW for now and then he goes away?
Yeah, man. I think, the more they build this stuff up and to make these big stipulations and put them in the ring, the more it's going to get MJF over. I think the goal is to get MJF over as Jericho winds his career down. What is Jericho winning supposed to do for anyone?
No, nothing. It does nothing here.
It does nothing. I don't see Jericho winning here at all.
This is presumably the last chapter of the Inner Circle and Pinnacle. That's what this is. This needs to be it. But if Jericho loses, where does he go? Is Fozzy touring extensively that he's going to be away and not going to be with AEW? Does he come back after supposedly a Fozzy tour? I don't see him going anywhere else. He's AEW till the end of his career.
You were trying to ask Tony Khan about Miro coming in.
Yeah.
And what was his answer?
He kind of deaded it. He kind of smirked a little bit, deaded it, and said that he had somebody who was going to do the job, and he was a top superstar on the brand specifically. He didn't mention Jericho by name, but he said he's a talented top guy on the brand that's going to be doing the commentary on Rampage.
There you go. Maybe he's telling you right there that eventually Jericho is going to be a full-time commentator for Rampage.
I want to believe it, but at the same time, I don't want to believe it. I don't think Jericho's done in the ring.
After forever, man.
I know he can't go forever, but I don't know. Maybe it is. You know, the one thing, before we move on, the one thing that I do know about Tony Khan is that if it's predictable, I do think that he's got a knack for doing the opposite. So if we're all predicting, well, Jericho can't lose this match, he's putting his career on the line, I would guarantee you that Tony Khan does the opposite.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, again, MJF losing this final match to Jericho, it almost makes all of the matches he won beforehand mean nothing because, you know, he who last, right?
Yep.
So MJF has to go over. MJF is the future of this company, not Chris Jericho, man.
I guess MJF's going to need a shirt that says 4-0.
Yeah. You got to. He can ride that win out for years. I beat the great Chris Jericho 4-0, you know, 4 straight. You know, what's Jericho winning gonna do? And then he wraps it up, you know, whenever he does, weeks, months, a year, whatever. I mean, what he can do more by losing this match than by winning it.
And you know, you got to start. We now have to start booking MJF in discussion because that world title is coming off it's coming off Omega and going to Paige sooner than later. So when Paige wins the title, it's going to be MJF that's first in line for that title. He needs to look strong. So I don't see if that is the top of the mountain here, and that's where we're going creatively. I don't know what a loss would do to MJF. It would ruin all that, honestly. It really would.
It would. He has to go over. That's the whole purpose of all of this. There is really no more Pinnacle. I mean, I guess Pinnacle's there, but they're not really being pushed right now. You know, Inner Circle, I mean, that's pretty much all but done. Yep. And they're gonna wrap this shit up, man. I mean, and it has to end with MJF standing at the mountaintop, man. I mean, when it's done, you can put him in the feud with Sammy if you want.
Yeah, you could.
I mean, let that tie over for a while. They can ride that one out for a little bit to the next pay-per-view. And yeah, eventually, you know, MJF is have to be on top and they have to be the world champion. But I mean, again, we have plenty of time for that guy, man.
How soon do we get MJF after this going after Punk?
That could be it as well. I mean, again, the option, Bryan. I mean, the options, man. You could have MJF lose a feud, you know, just not to anybody like Jericho. I mean, it could be for example, you can have MJF lose to Hangman right now. Yeah. On Hangman's ascent back to the world title. You know, have him go over MJF, capture the world title, then circle back around, and then have MJF take that title from Hangman down the road. I mean, so it's not like MJF can never lose, but just watch who he loses to. He should not be losing to Jericho.
I just got an exclusive from my boy Rusty, who was at the show in Milwaukee tonight. Rusty is a mod in the chat. If you ever see the 414 in the chat, that is Rusty. He says that coming out of the show tonight, it is exclusively stated that the ice cream bars for CM Punk will be on sale at All Out on September 5th.
Oh, my God.
There you go.
Look at that. More money he's making for the guy.
We got more ice cream bars coming. So if you guys didn't make the United Center and want to taste CM Punk's delicious ice cream treat, there you go.
You know what's messed up? I'm looking at eBay right now. Those ice cream bar wrappers are going for $40. And the unopened ice cream bar is on sale for $800.
The unopened ice cream bar?
Yeah. Kid you not.
That shit wasn't fucking melted by the time he got home?
Maybe it is melted, but it's still in the package.
Well, whatever. It's like the Cameron Grimes dollars that fell from NXT ceiling last night when he did the skit with Ted DiBiase. Those were on sale on eBay for $40 as well.
Oh, come on, dude.
Cameron Grimes $100 bills with his face right on the fucking back of the dollar bill.
That's just ridiculous. The shirt that I have right now is on eBay for over $300.
Get the fuck. Really?
Yeah. The one that I have.
Wow.
$300.
Yeah, well, that's a legit shirt from the show, though, that has the wording on the back.
Yeah. Now, the ice cream bar for sale is ridiculous because, A, they're going to be selling again. B, it's just a fucking ice cream bar wrapper. But you can't buy this shirt anywhere.
No.
Nowhere will this shirt say I was there on the back. Not from Pro Wrestling Tees, not from anyone else.
There you go, folks. Ice cream bars. Don't spend money on eBay. You're going to get it all out.
You're going to get it all out.
Lucha Brothers Penta and Phoenix, they defeated the Varsity Blondes, Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman. Good match. I mean, nothing really all that special to this match at all. One thing I will say about Varsity Blondes, Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr., bro, they're putting on some muscle. They look a little bit more, swole as the Varsity Blondes. I'm liking what I'm seeing here, man. They don't look like a makeshift fucking random pairing anymore. They look like a legit fucking, coming right out of the goddamn Bayside High gym, man. Where's AC Slater, Preppy? Where is he?
I don't know. Are they on that gender juice, man?
Nobody's on gender juice, man. If you're on gender juice, forget about it. You go right to the fucking bottom. Nobody wants to be on gender juice.
That gender diet is way messed up.
Jesus Christ. He goes from feuding with the former WWE champion to fucking Mansoor. Anyway, I think the right team won here, Jesse. We got the Lucha Brothers versus the Jurassic Express on Friday's Rampage. Who do you see winning this, man? It's obviously coming down to the two teams that you and I both predicted here. Who wins it? Who gets the steel cage match? And do they walk out as AEW Tag Team Champions?
Well, here's the thing. If let's see, what if the Varsity Blondes don't make All Out? Is it a big deal?
It is not a big deal.
What if Jurassic Express doesn't make All Out? Is it a big deal?
It is a big deal because everybody loves Jungle Boy.
So there's your winners right there.
But do they make sense creatively?
They're taking this time to build them up. You know what I'm saying? Because they were never in the bottom tier, and their record is perfectly fine. But they're using these next few weeks to get them built back up to the Bucks. What they don't have is any kind of extra story going into that match with them.
No.
But if it's coming up in a tournament type style way, then that could be the story within itself.
What was the tag team match at the All Out that you and I went to? It was the Bucks and Lucha Brothers in a ladder match, correct?
I don't even fucking remember, man. I really don't remember.
I think it might have been a ladder match. I don't remember either. I'm fondly remember. Or maybe was that All In? That wasn't All In, was it? No, it wasn't All In. It had to be All Out.
No, so you mean the one that we were up in the press box for?
Yeah, it was the ladder match, wasn't it?
That wasn't a ladder match. No, that wasn't a ladder match that time. No.
When did they do the ladder match?
I don't remember, man.
Somebody in the chat, where did the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks have this ladder match for the tag team title? It was for the Mexican tag team titles, the AAA tag team titles, I believe it was. It wasn't even the AEW tag team championships because I don't think AEW was even a brand then. They didn't have the tournament yet. See, Jacob Donnelly says yes, it was for the AAA tag team titles. Bro, okay. I think we do it now. 2 years removed from that, I think we get the same fucking team. This time, instead of a ladder match, we get the steel cage match.
I think you gotta have Jurassic Express on the card, bro.
Yeah,
you gotta have Jungle Boy in that cage.
Yeah, but you also gotta have Ray Phoenix and Penta in that cage.
I would like to have Ray Phoenix and Penta in that cage, but out of those four guys, there was one guy who is on a meteoric rise, and it's Jungle Boy. Not Ray Phoenix, and not El Penta, and it's not Luchasaurus. You gotta have Jungle Boy on the card. He's over as fuck, man.
Listen, man, the one thing I take from this, it is unpredictable going into Rampage. I like it. I don't know who the fuck's gonna win this.
Are they gonna make it a triple threat tag match?
Those three teams in a steel cage match?
Yeah.
Better have fucking towels at ringside then. It's gonna get fucking brutal.
That might be where we're going. That's why we can't figure out who's gonna go, because they're both gonna end up going.
See what happens, but the Varsity Blondes.
The Bucks have been coming out and hanging out the top of the ramp for every fucking match. Maybe they do the typical stupid shit where they run down and cause a double DQ, and then it's like, hey, but triple threat match.
Listen, we'll see, man. I just like the visual of Andrade El Idolo and his boys there, Penta and Phoenix, when they eventually join him, all got gold around their waist. I think that would be a great look for them.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, we got that match happening on Friday. Can't wait. Unpredictable it will be. Jamie Hayter versus Red Velvet tonight. Both women looked really good here, except for the ending of this match. I don't know what happened. here. It looked like Velvet kind of missed her spot. She overshot it. It looked a little silly. Not going to zing her on it because what she did as a young pro wrestler. You know, normally you don't see this type of behavior. She knew she fucked up. Maybe it was planned. I have no idea, but it didn't look like it to me. She missed the standing moonsault at the end of the match, and she played it off as if she made a mistake instead of, you know, making believe she connected on the move, which I assume she was going to. But she played it off incredibly, and it led to the ending of the match. Now, with what happened here, we got a Velvet offensive spree here. Upper hand with some clotheslines, some elbows, a bulldog. Baker got on the ring apron. That forced Velvet to strike her down to the floor. Velvet missed a standing moonsault, like I said, but played it off nicely, even though it looked like a botch. Hayter comes back with a chokeslam backbreaker combo, running lariat that flipped Velvet inside out, and she got the win. So after the match, Hayter and Rebel attacked. Chris Statlander ran out, clean house. She faced off with Baker with the title on the floor. That's your women's championship match. Baker escaped before Chris Statlander could get any hand on her. What'd you think of this match with Jamie Hayter making her return to AEW, Jesse? What'd you think of Velvet? And what do you think of Statlander going into this match? I know obviously she's not going to win this women's championship, but she's got to have a great performance at All Out, which I do think she will.
All right, so Hayter looked great. I thought she came off tough as fucking nails, because when she took those dives from Red Velvet to the ground, my God,
dude, she don't give
a
Velvet doesn't give a shit about herself, man, when she dives through those ropes. No. Holy shit. It's the bottom rope too. It's like the fucking Darby Allin one.
She was just bold out there, man. And when she landed on the Hayter, she kind of, the majority of the force came down the upper part of her chest.
Yep.
And it felt like it just crushed the rib cage. And to watch her take it, and you know it knocked the wind completely out.
I thought Hayter's head on the first one fucking bounced off the goddamn mat.
Yeah, but then when Velvet gets back in the ring and does it again and literally lands the exact same fucking way, I thought she was done. I thought she broke a rib cage. I hate her. And she got up and continued the match. It looked like those were two serious looking bumps. And she got up and kept going. Hayter, she looks very fluid. To me, it looked like she was hitting her spots. She was finding the marks. And all of her moves were executed perfectly well. She looks like a very fantastic pro wrestler in the ring.
Yeah.
Very, very fantastic pro wrestler. And that's saying a lot, because you don't hear me about a lot of people. I mean, she comes off as she knows how to do pro wrestling, and that's all we fucking ask for.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, Velvet has some big upside. Jamie Hayter looked great. I just need to know who she is. I mean, she's got a great look. She knows what she's doing in the ring. Obviously, she's very seasoned coming over from where she is coming from, but I need to know who she is and what she's about. I just can't have her align with Britt Baker, which is fine, because Britt Baker's as over as anybody in the industry right now. So just being next to her is going to be a great thing for Jamie Hayter. It's just you got to be patient with it. It's got to have time to develop. Nobody knows who she is yet. So I'm just concerned that when she's in a match like this, that people are going to brush it off as, who's this? You know, I don't know who this is. I'm not really interested in this. Who's this person? It's got to be something where we have to watch and just remain patient about what happens with her and how she's built.
It is, man. I mean, and I didn't say anything about Red Velvet because I've already spoke her praises, man. Red Velvet is fucking great, and I watched her come from nothing at the start of AEW to where she is now.
Dude, you give her 2-3 years, man. She's gonna be at the top of her game, I think.
She is. It sucks her size, her height.
Yep.
It sucks for her because AEW does have some larger women. You know, you put her in the ring next to, you know, just everyone else. She seems to be just microscopic compared to, you know, Chris Statlander, you know, Jade Cargill. You know, these are very tall and built women. And ability wise, Red Velvet is perfectly fine. But aesthetically, watching her in a match with like Jade Cargill, it's just not believable.
No. That's the problem. That's the problem she's always going to encounter. I mean, others have dealt with it. I think she'll be fine. I mean, I praised her up and down. I don't need to come off like some fucking fanboy here, but she's got that intensity that a lot of women don't have, and that's what she's got going for her. So continue that, and she'll be fine. The size is not going to be a difference maker. It'll make up for everything as far as her size is concerned. Miro, bro. Miro admitted that he was wrong about Fuego del Sol. Obviously, Fuego was offered a contract after Miro destroyed him, but he doesn't forgive Eddie Kingston. He will find Kingston because he is the Redeemer. And then he says his wife will love him after he beats Eddie Kingston because he is the champion. Bring me the Mad King before I burn this place to the ground. A lot of my hot wife, Jesse, by Miro. I do see her showing up in Chicago on September 5th.
Absolutely. I'm just wondering if she's going to bring her current husband, Bobby Lashley, with her. Think about that.
I did not know.
She could. Who knows?
Bobby Lashley has bigger things to be concerned with, and they are in the form of Bill Goldberg.
Oh, damn it, dude. Fucking
you had to ask.
So he's been mentioning his wife, his hot wife, for weeks. Pretty much every week since he has a microphone in front of him.
Yeah.
So it only makes sense that she shows up, and honestly, I can't wait. I mean, I can't wait to see her.
I mean, how much better is the act going to be with CJ Perry next to him? I mean, he's doing some of the best work of his life right now.
It is. I mean, he is. I mean, but he is being left alone to do all the mic work for his gimmick, and having her to be able to come out and be obnoxious sometimes is going to do him. It's going to do his gimmick very, very well.
Yeah. After this was over, Miro, we got, speaking of Eddie Kingston, we got a six-man tag. John Moxley, Eddie Kingston, and Darby Allin beat the Wingmen, Ryan Nemeth, Cezar Bononi, and J.D. Drake, who was dressed as Amish Roadkill from the old ECW days. I don't know what the fuck he was wearing, but he was there with Peter Avalon. This one was pretty academic. You got John Moxley, Eddie Kingston, and Darby winning this match with a coffin drop by Darby on J.D. Drake. We got this makeshift group of Moxley, Kingston, and Darby Allin. They're not really an official stable, but after constant six-man tags, I think these three with Sting, Jesse, look like a formidable fucking trio here.
Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna be a continuous thing.
No,
Darby's getting on with his dad, so those two will be just dealing with Darby's singles career. I'm not putting Darby anywhere near a fucking tag team right now.
No.
Anywhere near it. He's a singles guy that's going to stay that way.
After the match, Daniel Garcia ran out, attacked Darby Allin, kicking him, stomping away at him. Referee shoved him out of the ring. He ran to the back. So they're obviously still continuing the Darby Allin and Daniel Garcia mini feud that is going on. No sign of 2.0, which I was kind of disappointed by, Jesse. 2.0 is setting the world on fire here.
Growing on me.
Growing on everybody.
Yeah.
Tay Conti, she was in the back conducting an interview. She didn't really get much out but fists. She was asked about the Women's Casino Battle Royale and the Dark Order's tensions, which I didn't actually go over. Jesse, we might as well talk about that because Tay is in the Dark Order or affiliated with the Dark Order. What did you make of Alex Reynolds pointing the finger of blame at Evil Uno tonight? Evil Uno blamed for taking the Dark Order leadership when it really wasn't a unanimous decision. And Evil Uno said, if you have a problem with me, you could go stand in the back behind the shadow of Brody Lee. Well, what'd you think of those comments made by Evil Uno, who he then obviously was very apologetic for the way he acted? What's going on there? Do you see the cracks beginning to form to make way for one Wyndham coming in?
Yeah, he just took my words from me, but that's it, yeah.
There you go. A man of no words.
You set it up and then answered it for me. You're like, yeah.
Well, I didn't know that was going to be the answer, but that's exactly what I was thinking when I watched it. I'm like, that's pretty interesting. Are they setting up for Bray already?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I mean, it's not like they're doing anything individually, anything like that. None of the individual for Uno, anything like that. They just need dissension. There's got to be dissension in the Dark Order. That's it. And somebody has to come and clean it up. So
I wonder what's going to happen there if Wyndham does come in, and that is the direction that we're seeing here. Is Tony Khan going to weed out the weak for the Dark Order, weed out the comedy stuff, and then, like we both said, if Wyndham is coming in to lead the Dark Order and really take the position of leader here and really pay homage to Brody and what he's done to the Dark Order, it's going to have to be quote unquote dark. I don't look at Alex Reynolds and Johnny Hungy being dark. So
Yeah.
we have to have a game plan here. I think he needs to mold it in what he thinks is best for the Dark Order. I would not see an Eric Redbeard. You know, honestly, if you want to bring in Braun Strowman, I would not mind him in the Dark Order. I would not mind him to be a background player for the Dark Order. That's the only way I would accept him, because there's unity in Bray and Braun from their WWE days, and they were both a part of one of the best groups in modern wrestling, I guess, lore, with the Wyatt family. So I would not mind that. But if you're going to bring in Braun Strowman as a solo, you could fucking keep that shit right at the door. I wouldn't mind that at all. Oh, you don't care about that?
What do you have liquid death? What the fuck are you drinking over there?
I'm drinking liquid death, bro.
You just said you wanted Braun Strowman in AEW.
Yes, if he's aligned with Bray in the Dark Order, I would not mind him being a background supporting player. But if you're going to bring him in solo and the Dummy Express, I don't want none of that. I don't want Adam Scher coming in and acting like Big Show here.
But let me ask you this: does he come in and stay in the Dark Order for life, or what happens when he break him off into a singles? Now what? Now we get fucking what the fuck is?
Never mind. Never mind. Go to Impact. Go to Impact. Do what you got to do over there.
Now look.
Give me Buddy Murphy. Bring in fucking Buddy Matthews and put him in the fucking Dark Order. How about that? You like that better?
Now look. Bring Braun in to Impact, and then let him use the Forbidden Door, do something with Wyatt, and then go back to Impact. What the fuck is, man? Oh my God, bro.
Now I want to see it just to piss you off. I put it out there in the universe. Bro, they're talking to Braun. They're talking to Braun. Braun is wanted by AEW and Impact, man. So is Wyatt.
I need alcohol, man. I'm never drinking that liquid death shit again. I mean, what the fuck, man?
Somebody get this guy a triple on the rocks. Okay?
Maybe knock my fucking camera down, man. What the fuck?
Anyway, Tay Conti was backstage. Bunny slapped her in the face. They brawl. They got a match on Friday. Don't care. Rumors are that they signed with Impact already. Buddy Matthews and Braun Strowman signed with Impact.
I mean, good. I don't know. I wouldn't be too surprised if Matthews goes to Impact. I was kind of hoping he was going to AEW, but I can see him over in Impact as well.
Yeah, I could see both of them there. I could see Buddy Matthews being the Impact champion.
Yeah, for sure. I'll tell you what I'm not sure of, though, is who the Joker card is going to be for the women's Battle Royal, man.
It's going to be Ruby Riott.
Right. Or is it going to be Anna Jay?
I'd rather it be Ruby Soho.
Yeah. We don't even have any kind of confirmation she's with AEW, though, do we?
Not really, but based off the vignettes that we've seen, it's all been shot in the same way that Buddy Matthews and Malakai Black's was shot.
Right, and Matthews is also rumored to be going to Impact as well.
Yeah, but that's a rumor. I don't know. He may show up on September 5th. I have no idea. His contract, his 90-day comes up on August 30th, I believe.
Yeah.
We'll see. I
don't see them like putting out these high-quality promos to go to Impact, though.
No, I don't see that either. Anyway, Dax Harwood provided an update on Cash Wheeler, saying the nerves in his arm aren't firing the way that they should. He's gotten approval for one more match. Cash walked up to him and said that they wouldn't stop until they get their pound of flesh. Top guys out. I know there's a lot of community-wide worry that Cash Wheeler was going to call it quits, and FTR is probably not going to wrestle anymore. They are not going anywhere. They're just playing up the fact that Cash was severely hurt. He had a chunk of his flesh ripped out of his arm. I don't want to fucking think about it. Jesus Christ. Last time they wrestled Santana and Ortiz. We're getting the rematch next week on Dynamite, and it should be, hopefully, less bloody. I don't want to see any more flesh ripped out of anybody's arm.
Ugh.
Kenny Omega, Don Callis, Nakazawa, Brandon Cutler, they all came out. Callis immediately interrupted Shivani, who was in the ring, of course. Said it all out. They will take out Christian Cage once and for all. Christian came out. He played a video of Callis and Christian's history, with Callis booking Christian and immediately firing him. Christian called Callis a carny piece of shit. Crowd went crazy for that line. Omega says they clearly have nothing in common, and nothing has changed in 27 years. And Callis compared himself to promoters like Bill Watts, Vince McMahon, and Gagne. Christian completely ignored it, and that infuriated Callis. Callis said that at All Out, Christian would find out what Callis has been known his entire career. Christian is second best. Kenny Omega said on the microphone, "You think you know me? You think you know me?" And he was obviously making an innuendo towards Christian's best friend, Adam Copeland, a.k.a. Edge, because "You think you know me" is the first couple of lines in Edge's theme song before we hear Miles Kennedy and Alter Bridge come on. So I love that. And Jesse, I don't know if you've seen Kenny Omega's t-shirt. He was wearing a dragon on his t-shirt tonight.
Oh, boy. It started already.
Yeah. I don't know if people picked up on that. He had a big dragon right on his t-shirt.
I missed that one.
Yep. It's in the notes here. The American Dragon, ladies and gentlemen. Now Kenny Omega's teasing the next one to come on in. I love it.
Yeah. Dude, let me tell you something about Don Callis, dude.
He's got to continue wearing that pink suit.
This guy is in fucking rare form right now.
Yep.
He is killing it.
You know why, bro? Not only are they probably best friends and they've known each other, the majority of Omega's career, but that looks like somebody that is legitimately enjoying what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. He does bring some of that carny manager.
Yep.
Character to it. I mean, I'm loving Don Callis' work, man. He is killing in the microphone. So is that weird old white guy too. Who is that
weird old white guy?
Yeah, who is he? The guy he's with the minute of the year now.
Oh, I forgot his name. What the fuck is his name? I have it here in my notes. Dan Lambert.
Yeah, he's fucking great. I can't stand the guy, but I love hating him.
Yeah.
He's fucking great. Him and Callis are killing it on the fucking mic right now.
I love it. I think they're hilarious. I think all of their funny quirks and jokes and all that shit. It just plays into the overall just cringiness of the act, but the cringiness is just fucking beautiful, because that's who he is. He's a carny piece of shit, and he wears that fucking pink suit, which adds to the entire ambiance of the character. I love it.
Yeah. Love it. I mean, I can't do any wrong for me. I'm enjoying every second Don Callis has a microphone in his hand. I'm loving it.
Jon Moxley cut a promo backstage, noting that a New Japan Pro Wrestling wrestler is showing up for All Out to face him, Satoshi Kojima. Kojima's a legend, but Moxley is insulted that Kojima feels like he can go toe-to-toe with him. Said once that bell rings, he has no respect for anyone. At All Out, it will be a public execution for Satoshi Kojima. I don't know who Satoshi Kojima is, so you guys have to educate me on why I should care, number one. Number two, Jesse, I would be probably in the majority here with this announcement for Moxley's match at All Out to say that this was a complete fucking disappointment. And I pray to the wrestling gods that whoever comes out is not Satoshi Kojima. I hope that they have something better planned for Jon Moxley at All Out, because this isn't what the fans were expecting to hear.
No, I did a little research into this one, and it turns out there was conflicting schedules and other issues. I think New Japan has a show going on in or something like that around then. But it was between that and travel restrictions. There was a couple of things. This wasn't put it like this. Regardless of what I saw something about it, but the gist of it was this is not the planned match for Moxley.
No.
So, but this is what they had for. This is what they can come up with. So it is what it is. I don't like it. I have no idea who this guy is. But how much can I sit and criticize a card but CM Punk on it?
Yeah, I know, but you gotta make way for somebody with a fucking name over there, man. Minoru Suzuki or fucking Will Ospreay. Where's Ospreay?
Dude, in situations like this, I have no problem going to bat for management because it makes sense and it feels like management goes to bat for us. But I'm pretty sure Tony Khan did the best he could. I'm pretty sure he tried to get a bigger name, but I'm sure something just must have fell through. And I get it. Shit happens. So it is what it is.
Does this show need something else besides CM Punk, or is CM Punk enough for All Out? Do we see Adam Cole? Not Daniel Bryan, but now that Adam Cole's a free agent Friday, do we see Adam Cole on September 5th?
Look, is there a chance? Yeah, sure, of course there is. But from my standards, from my way of looking at it, AEW does not owe me any more surprises in the near future. Right now they just owe me some progression and storylines and some good matches at the next pay-per-view. They've given us the surprises. We've gotten Black. Look at the debuts we've gotten since the last pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I mean, that alone. Look, I mean, space it out. Don't blow your damn load before Christmas, man. I mean, you got to space that shit out. Let everything set up organically. Let everybody fall into their own feuds when they debut. You don't start, you start bringing in, Bryan right away, and then, and Wyatt right away. And he's going to start to lose some steam on the debut you just had with the biggest debut in wrestling history right now. I mean, let's let it marinate. Give us some wrestling with what you got. Sprinkle the stuff in. Don't just drop it in. So I'm kind of hoping we don't get another pay-per-view. Let Cole sit and marinate. Let it be a little bit more of a surprise.
I agree with you. I agree. I just feel like with this disappointment, I feel like we're just hanging on Punk, and that's it. Because we got a lackluster title match with Christian and Omega. It's not really a star-studded match. We got him here, Moxley versus Kojima. Not really a star-studded match. I get that shit happens, but I just feel like maybe they got something else in the pipeline because other things in other places didn't fall the way that they wanted. I don't know.
Could be, and maybe, as I said, maybe things will shuffle around because of that. But it's a pay-per-view, so we're supposed to see the best of, of wrestling and things like that. So debuting somebody, what are you going to do? Debut him and then put him in a match right away?
Yeah.
I mean, they save the debuts for TV, I guess, maybe, at the end of a show, pop in a big debut. But as far as the pay-per-view goes, the matches should now be working for you as far as what you've booked and everything else. I mean, we can't just keep adding in debuts every other week.
Yeah, I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what they needed to do was not put this match coming up on the show. The Factory, we got QT Marshall, Nick Comoroto, and Aaron Solo. They defeated the Gun Club, Billy, Austin, and Colton Gunn. I don't know why this was on the fucking show tonight. I don't know why this wasn't on Dark. I don't know why we needed this on the show tonight. I feel like it was just thrown into the deck of cards for whatever reason. But the Factory get the win here. QT taunted Paul White on commentary. Paul White stood up. Billy rolled him up for a quick win, and that was pretty much it. I mean, nobody gives a shit about this. We got fucking Big Show versus QT Marshall happening it all out.
That's hopefully the thing. You're complaining about matches showing QT Marshall, bro.
I'm complaining about matches and we got QT Marshall?
And I'm sorry, and Big Paul.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. This is why we need something else.
Oh, my God.
Hopefully the match lasts as quick as Bianca Belair lost to Becky Lynch. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Dan Lambert was with Men of the Year, Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. He couldn't believe that AEW fans want to see people like Sammy Guevara and Orange Cassidy week after week. They don't want to see tough guys. Lambert brought up some real men who will stand with the woke masses like Sky and Page, and they will set an example for AEW moving forward. What do you think about Dan Lambert with Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, man? You like that?
I think they need it. This could be something that can help. It's been well documented here that I've just been. Ethan Page seems like he's like, trying to turn, chicken shit into chicken salad. But I mean, for me, and I've been documenting and saying it, man. Scorpio Sky is just drowning.
He is.
It's not working. They tried babyface. That didn't work. They turned him heel. This is not working. So they need something. And to me, I think this guy could be a jolt for them. I think he can put them in the right situations, get them involved in the right feuds, and these guys can always work in the ring. Never once did I say I had a problem with Scorpio working in the ring.
No. Ethan Page was doing some really good work, and then all of a sudden they took him off TV. I presume that they had no plans for him creatively, but he was doing some really good work with Darby. Scorpio Sky's just been lost for the longest time. You don't think that Dan Lambert's going to bring a sense of go-away heat to these guys, or they're going to get tired of him and just like kind of cringe and just like not really be interested in it? Or do you really think that he's going to have some juice to get them to whatever the next level is?
I think he can do it, man. I think he can garner the right heat. You know who he reminds me of? As Zed Culture.
I could see that.
You know, he has the chops. He's believable on the mic. You know, he can sound like an ignorant asshole, and it sounds like that he truly believes what he's saying.
Good old Dutch Mantel over there.
Yeah, man. I just like him. I like the heat that he brings to any situation that he's in. I'm sitting there listening to him cut his promos, and I'm sitting like, Jesus, man, will this guy just fucking shut up? And I'm listening. He's like laying into this shit, and he goes into the next point, and it all makes sense, and he has the right cadence. This guy, he can bring heat, man. So I think the men of the year are gonna actually get going somewhere behind this guy. I really do.
And we'll see what happens, man. I think Ethan Page needs something to do. He's too good to be sitting around doing nothing.
Yep.
Malakai Black in the main event defeated Brock. ... Anderson. Black was immediately taken down by Mr. Brock Anderson, laid in repeated strikes. After a while, obviously, Black got some offense in, and then it wasn't looking good for Arn's son. Arn even considered throwing in the towel at this point. Malakai looked over, and he saw Arn drop the towel. He started scowling at Arn. Pick up the towel and do the right thing. Throw that towel into the ring, he kept saying. Black demanded, and Arn did not. This allowed Brock to get a surprise attack on Black with some strikes, kicking Black's quad. I thought he actually, at first, hit him below the belt, but it was right to the hamstring area. Black came back with some overhead throws and a spinning heel kick, and that's what he calls his former Black Mass. He now calls it the Sin Eater, and that was pretty much it. This kid got murdered on television, and it was a beautiful thing to see with that Sin Eater spinning back kick. 1, 2, 3. After the match, Black rolled out of the ring, grabbed the chair. He then faced off with Arn Anderson in the ring. Arn told him to get rid of the chair and fight like a man. Black threw the chair away. Black attempted a Black Mass out of nowhere, or the Sin Eater, and Arn blocked it like he was fucking playing Street Fighter. He blocked it. So then Arn was like, I had you well scouted, right?
He hit R1, bro, R1.
Yeah, he hit R1, blocked it, and then he was throwing it back at Black. Yeah, I knew that was coming, man. So Black kicked him below the belt like a fucking prick.
A prick.
And then delivered a Black Mass, a Sin Eater, right to the face, and Arn Anderson left laying there with his son. Was a beautiful ending to what I thought was a very lackluster AEW Dynamite show. Bro, our boy Lee Johnson came running out for the late-minute save. And Black wasn't interested in fighting Lee Johnson, but Lee Johnson is interested in fighting Mr. Black, bro. What are you doing, Lee? What are you doing, bro?
Look, I think next week we're gonna get Lee versus Black, and I think it's gonna be a 20-minute barn burner. And at the end of it, Lee pulls it off, beats Malakai Black. There you go.
Listen, I don't need you to suck up to Lee Johnson now, okay?
Hey, me and my boy Lee Johnson going straight to the top, brother.
Bro, what is this? Is Black targeting all of the Nightmare family? He's going to take them out one by one until you-know-who shows back up.
Yeah, probably. He's going to kill them all, man. This is not going to end well for anybody in that damn family.
Maybe next week we'll have a Hadouken for Lee Johnson instead of the spinning R1 back kick.
Man, look, man. Watch. Biggest upset of the year. Watch. Lee Johnson going over.
I think Lee Johnson has a fucking death. I love Lee Johnson, man, but I think he's got a death wish next week if that match is booked.
Maybe we get a run-in and he gets help from Julia Hart.
You know why he's doing this, man? He wants to prove to everybody about the fucking heinous comments that you said that he's a scrub and he belongs on 205 Live and that this guy's going nowhere. He wants to prove to you that, I could do it, man. Fuck this other guy. This geek Jesse on the podcast. I'm going to show him. Show him I could do it, man. I'm going to go right for the top. I'm going right for Malakai.
There we go. He might pull it off. And then we get Lee into the main event picture instead of Malakai. Come on.
Yeah, we get Lee Johnson versus Kenny Omega at All Out.
Maybe. Who knows?
Or Lee Johnson versus Miro again.
Oh, boy.
Anyway.
This is not going to end well for Lee Johnson.
Anyway, Black is going to murder the entire Nightmare family one by one until Cody Rhodes comes back. I loved what Malakai has done so far. He went back to black tights tonight instead of the Muay Thai shorts, which was a nice thing to see as well. I just think it is a little bit more serious looking. I never liked these shorts, but regardless of all that, I'm loving what they're doing. His presentation has been picture perfect. He looks like a fucking star out there. Love to see it. And Malakai destroys Brock Anderson. That is your AEW Dynamite post-show breakdown, ladies and gentlemen, with all the CM Punk news that your heart could ever desire. We're going to get into the super chats right now. YouTube has maintained off the script here tonight, which is a good thing to see. We're going to get into the super chats right now. Thank you guys for everything, man. We got a lot of super chats to go over. We got 2,700 in the venue. It dipped down to 2,500. Either way, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. If you guys want to hang out for some super chats, grab a cold beverage. It's the last call at the bar. Get your beverages. Get them on in. And make sure you guys follow me on social media, man. At JD from NY206, Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below for weekly content and live streams during all major shows. Turn on that bell for notifications and hit that thumbs up, man. Let's try for 1,500 thumbs up on the live stream tonight. And if you guys need to go get your own t-shirts and support me and my show, Bonfire, right underneath the video player, you'll see everything you need right there. Let's get into the first one at the top. Jose Inoa with a $4.99 super chat. JD, the only debut that was better than Punk's was the Shockmaster. Negative, bro. Come on now. Michelle Moran with a $5 super chat. Full Gear and Survivor Series both in November. If AEW has Punk, Bryan, Cole, Wyatt on their show, will Vince McMahon get desperate enough to have The Rock Roman at Survivor Series to counter AEW? No. Rock and Roman is happening at WrestleMania. Roman will be confronted by The Rock at Survivor Series. That is what is being reported. I do see that happening in New York City. Who do we got next?
You know I'm gonna find fucking just flat out hilarious.
What?
Is that when Vince is gonna go out and try to find himself looking for ways to outdo shows that AEW are putting on with the stars that Vince didn't see any talent in.
Yeah.
So one day he's gonna be countering a main event with Wyndham Rotunda versus Malakai Black.
Yep.
Oh, we gotta counter this. You fucking let them go.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Or Malakai Black versus Miro.
Yeah.
Or Daniel Bryan versus Malakai Black. One of them is gonna happen.
Look at their mid card. Look at that mid card match. Miro versus Malakai Black.
I know.
That's
crazy.
That's a mid card match.
It's fucking crazy to even think about it.
Man.
JT Golden with a $1.99 super chat. Just turned 18 today. Jesse, get me a cream soda.
Why would you want cream soda with pee in it?
This fucking guy, man. JT Golden, happy birthday, man. Everybody in the chat give JT Golden some birthday cake emojis. Aussie Metal Mate with a $2.99 Australia super chat. Yo, JD and Jesse sending some love from down under. Thank you, Aussie. Eddie Hazard with a $19.99 super chat. Could have done without the Gun Club versus Wingman match. It felt like a dark match. Loved hearing Punk tease Bryan. And was who? What?
Agreed.
Oh yeah. Loved hearing Punk tease Bryan and was crying with laughter when Vince got name dropped in a segment about nepotism. Good shit.
Hey, what if we get April Brooks as the wild card, as the Joker?
Could be. Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D, is calling her out.
Oh, she did?
Yep, on Twitter.
Oh, boy. Mm-hmm. Oh, boy.
Eddie, thank you for $20, brother. I appreciate you. And it's always great about Vince McMahon being mentioned and him kind of being thrown under the bus while it happens. Love it. Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. I got Tay Conti and a Daniel Bryan tease. Good show tonight. It was all right. Lackluster, but things will be heating up in the next month. No question. Matthew Malinar with a $5 super chat. I really hope BW is a teaser for Wyndham Rotunda, a.k.a. Bray Wyatt. I just want to see that man strive in AEW over Impact. Bro, he's not going to Impact.
No.
He's going to the second biggest promotion to get that character or whatever he comes up with over. right to TNT. He's not going to thrive on Impact.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matthew Malinoff, for the $5 Super Chat. Drew Gilmore, my buddy Drew, with a $20 Super Chat. Hey, JD and Jesse, sorry I haven't been on here, been swamped with school and work, but I finally uploaded our pick from Jacksonville, so check it out. Lackluster show tonight, but damn, is it good to see Punk again. Drew, thank you for stopping by, Mo. Good, man, good luck with all that school and work, bro. Appreciate you. I don't know if you're going to be in Chicago with us, but let me know. Lisa Lockhart with a Canadian $5 Super Chat. Haven't seen Lisa in the venue yet. This must be a newbie. That Punk line about Bryan was perfect. Showing much love for Canada for you two from two of your biggest fans, myself and my Uncle Steve. Well, thank you, Lisa, and thank you, Uncle Steve.
Shout out to Uncle Steve.
Shout out to Uncle Steve, man. First time I seen Lisa in the Super Chat segment. Thank you, Lisa. Hopefully it's not the last time.
So, check it out. In the media scrum, Punk said that one of the things that impressed him about AEW is when the Brody Lee situation was going down and the number of people that knew about it, yet not one single leak got out to the public.
Yeah.
And he was impressed by the way they were able to keep that secret.
Yep.
But then by week 2, he accidentally spills the beans on Daniel Bryan coming. Accidentally. Come on, bro.
I loved hearing that. Yeah, I loved hearing that when he said that about Brody, and it's a great thing for not only AEW and the respect that it showed to Brody's family, but Punk is a very private guy as well, and he takes that to be of utmost importance. So that probably resonated with him just on a personal level. Never mind Brody, because anything could happen to him or with his family or anything in his personal life, and he knows that everything about his personal life is safe with Tony Khan, which is number one. Yeah. Number two,
you can call and tell him, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, and the second thing there is with what else did he say? Now I'm drawing a blank. After that, what was the last thing you said?
He said that it resonated with him how they were able to keep that secret. Not a single leak of it got to the media. So, with that, he felt like, that there's camaraderie backstage. Yeah. People can keep their mouth shut when it's important to, everything like that. And that means a lot to him because, like you said, he's a very private person. So, if he has something that he needs to tell his boss, he doesn't have to sit and think about it and say, well, I don't want it to get out in the media. Should I tell? It's fine. But now all of a sudden, he gets out there and says, oops, we got Daniel Bryan. That was my mistake. No, bro, that's...
Yeah. That's where I was going with that. The whole Bryan thing, you mentioned it's something that he did. He did that with a smile on his face. Mentioning Daniel Bryan. I know it has nothing to do with each other. The privacy of Brody and him mentioning Punk. They don't really have anything to do with each other. But like you said, everything was done on purpose, and he went about that doing that because he's genuinely excited to be there. That's why he said what he said tonight.
Yeah. I mean, and it's also, and the thing is, he knows that we know. He knows that we know.
I know.
The same way that he knew that we knew that he was coming. We all knew. I mean, so it's we're all tongue in cheek about some of this stuff, but come on, we know he's coming. And he kind of just went, all right, look, we got him, but you gotta wait. Not gonna tell you when he's coming. It's fine. We all know Bryan's there. The same way we knew Punk was there. We know Bryan's there. We just don't know when he's coming.
Salty Skipper with a $4.99 Super Chat. For 2 years, I've been waiting for AEW to come to Norfolk, Virginia, and now it's finally happening. Can't wait. They are. Hopefully you guys are louder than Milwaukee.
No, Milwaukee was terrible.
Munchie Time with a $19.99 Super Chat. Great Dynamite tonight. A tease for Daniel Bryan by Punk. Confirms he's coming sooner rather than later. Black commits double homicide, and Miro cracked me up mentioning his wife in every promo. Honestly, Rampage looks okay. Bro, Rampage is a setup for what we're going to see on September 5th. They're going to be operating out of the Now Center on Dynamite, Rampage, and at the pay-per-view Sunday. So,
yeah, it's going to be a whole Chicago week coming up.
It's a whole week dedicated to Chicago. Drew Gilmore also with a $5 super chat. P.S. Also send me a 34th birthday shout out. It was on August 16th. Everybody in the chat give Drew some birthday cake emojis. Happy belated, brother. Hooligan with a $5 super chat. Say it with me, JD. Brian Danielson. Cheers, brother. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Cake, $2 super chat. When Punk was talking about Darby, he described Ali. That's another guy I'd love to see get his just deserved, man. Mustafa Ali. What a shame.
Chicago boys.
Yeah, what a shame. Chase Wood with a $9.99 super chat. After listening to the audio of CM Punk's entrance from tonight, I can guarantee the crowd isn't mic'd correctly. It was loud in the arena. Sad it didn't come off on TV that way. Good show, though.
Yeah, why would they have it all mic'd up correctly for Chicago, but then mess it up for Milwaukee, man?
Bro, you guys were loud for Punk. You were dead for the whole show.
Yeah.
You guys came in.
Man.
You guys came in great for Punk. You were dead and asleep most of the show. But I mean, the show wasn't all that exciting, so I don't totally blame
it wasn't. You know, it really wasn't.
Once again, thank you to Daryl for the $500 massive drop. Thank you, brother, as always.
Wow.
Gift and the Curse, 90 with a $2 super chat. Daryl is CM Punk in disguise. Maybe he is.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe he is, man. What's up, Punk, if that's the case? No, he's not.
Hey, did you hear about that? Did you read that tweet I sent you about Tony Khan and everybody found the guy who was crying? And
yeah, they offered him tickets, I believe. Punk even mentioned them on ESPN or Sports Illustrated, I believe, one or the other.
Yeah, they're setting up a meet and greet for him and Punk. They're getting them tickets and everything else. I mean, the guy wants to remain anonymous.
What a bunch of fucking idiots, dude. Like you know, Punk put it best. I mean, I think Punk did it, everybody. You're making fun of him crying, you're making fun of me. How many times have we all cried during a fucking sporting event, man, when something happened? That was genuine emotion there. Let me tell you something before you say anything. That guy there crying, that's the type of emotion that we need in WWE, and we don't have in WWE. If they fucking took a page from this kid's book and did anything like this kid did for Punk with their own show, we'd have a better show for it. So fuck everybody that made fun of him. Yeah,
that's bullshit, man. The guy came out to a wrestling show and poured his heart out, and anybody who wants to try to vilify the guy, I mean, that's bullshit, dude. I mean, we're all fans in that moment, you know. There's nothing wrong with him crying. No. I thought it was fucking awesome, dude.
It's
that feeling, it's that gut feeling that you have. Like, please, you've been wanting this guy to come back for years, and now he's back. You're here to witness it and everything else. And for what AEW has done for this guy, you could have seen every fucking guy in the crowd crying next week.
I cried. I didn't cry, but I shed a couple of tears when Bryan won the World Championship at WrestleMania. I've cried multiple times with losses and wins in the playoffs of the Braves. You know, it's not out of the ordinary. It's a sporting event. I don't get why people made fun of him. It's ridiculous to me.
I mean, it's social media, man. It's fucking toxic.
Yeah, it really is. Hurley Jones with a $10 super chat. Hey, JD and Jesse, #1 podcast in the YWC. You know it, brother. Madara Anderson with a $5 super chat. Britt Baker wants AJ Lee to come to AEW, and she wants a mixed tag team match with her and Cole versus Punk and Lee. Bro, take my fucking money.
Book it.
Take my money, man. All of it. I'll give you my debit card. Do what you want with it.
Book it.
Bobby Trizzle with a $5 super chat. Punk is moving the needle right now. He is even being mentioned by non-wrestling podcasts. Of course he is. Because Punk is a draw.
Dude, I'm going to coin something right now that I've not heard anywhere else. No one else has said this. Punk is the needle.
Yeah.
Punk is the fucking needle, dude. Period. Wherever Punk is on the fucking meter, that's where everyone is striving to be right now. Right now, at this current day and age, Punk is the fucking measurement stick. He is the fucking meter, dude.
He absolutely is. Thank you, Madara. Thank you, Bobby Trizzle. DX for life with an Australia mate $5 super chat. My friend stopped following WWE a few years ago, and after showing them CM Punk's return and Omega Hangman versus the Bucks at Revolution, got them sold on AEW. Good on you, man. Those are two excellent moments that I don't know why anybody would not want to watch AEW. Guardian of Chaos, $9.99 super chat. Rest in peace, Big Jim Anderson. Thank you, JD and Jesse. I don't know who that is, Guardian. I've seen some people posting about that on social media. But regardless of that, everybody throw up the prayer emojis for Big Jim Anderson. And thank you, Guardian. I appreciate you, brother. Tony Brown with a $4.99 super chat. Man, sports entertainment absolutely sucks. Thankfully, we have JD and Jesse rule. I appreciate you two young men. Thank you, Tony Brown. As always, brother. Captain Solo with two $5 super chats. A little something for the tip jar. You, Jesse, and CM Punk make my week. Where do you think Buddy Murphy shows up? I do think he goes to Impact. I'd love to see him in AEW, but they can't sign everybody, man. We got to save that payroll for Bebe and Mr. Wyndham Rotunda. And who's the first guy you would have Adam Cole feud with if he becomes all elite? Hangman. Hangman or Bryan?
I don't know where they're gonna land them as far as in the elite.
Yeah, I honestly think Cole leads the Bullet Club in Japan, and they come over and they start wrestling for AEW for a little bit, and then there's like a fucking inner turmoil between Bullet Club and the elite.
Ooh, I liked it.
Maybe we'll see.
I liked it.
CC Steven with a $10 super chat. Hi, JD and Jesse. Where did you see the tweet from PW Torch? After 3 days of DVR Rampage is up to 1.414 million. So when they tally all 7 days, it will have surpassed 1.5 million. Gotta love it. Those DVRs, man. A lot of people don't. Meltzer's been saying that forever. Those DVRs factor into a lot, man. Not everybody watches on Friday night at 10 p.m., especially in the summertime in the middle of August.
Nope.
So 1.4 sounds about right. Magician Sapphire with a $10 super chat. Thought Dynamite was an all right show, but it felt like a filler show. Some of these matches didn't need to be on the show tonight, especially with tonight being promoted as Punk's Dynamite debut. We'll get better, man. We'll get better. They got a whole week planned for Chicago. It's going to be a newsworthy week.
They like debuting things as far as like ideas or talent in front of crowds like Chicago because they have the best chance of getting over.
Yeah.
So we might see some cool stuff coming up in a week or so.
Yeah. Francis Loop with a $5 super chat. WWE won't explain Keith Lee's medical condition on TV, but they wouldn't shut up about Roman Reigns' leukemia. Keith Lee needs to wrestle his style. That's a good point, Francis, but WWE publicized Roman Reigns' leukemia and made money off of it, which I absolutely loathe. I can't stand it. But Keith Lee, this is a real life situation that would bring him into the audience's eyes as fucking, a superhero, a superstar. And it's a real life thing that millions of people that have fucking got COVID have been through. So imagine what they could do when they see somebody like that, beat it, and they beat it, and they have something that they can hang on, and a sense of realism that they could really look at in Keith Lee, and that would get him over. They don't know how over this would have been, but they don't want him to be real because they want him to be what they want. If he's over by what he did in real life, then it's going against what they have planned for him, which is nothing.
Well, let's not forget, we didn't get the information that we got because Keith Lee himself said he was not ready to reveal it yet.
Yeah.
So he told us when he was ready to, as far as because he was dealing with things in regards to it and everything else. So let's also not, forget that maybe it's Keith Lee's choice to not try to capitalize on this. He just wanted to address it to his fans because he knows they were concerned.
Yeah, that too. So, it was never a situation where he came out and it was going to be a storyline. But I mean, if WWE wanted to do that and really kind of break him into the mainstream that way and make him relatable, I thought it would have been great. But it's all based on what he wants. That's his private life. If you don't want that out there, he put it out there already. But why harp on it? Just move forward.
I could see him saying, "Yeah, I want to get over, but I want to get over on my in-ring work, not because they feel sympathetic for me."
Totally. So. Saints 2025 with a $4.99 super chat. CM Punk versus Penta is my new dream match. It's a good one, man.
There are so many fucking dream matches right now. It's ridiculous, man.
Cal L with a $5 super chat. Booker T is stupid. What a goon. Great show, you guys. You two are awesome together. Much love, bros. Mustangs rule. Thank you, Cal L. Appreciate the kind words, brother. Ricardo Linnell with a $10 super chat. What's up, JD, Jesse, and the OTS family? If Adam Cole Bebe does sign with AEW, I would love to see him and Punk feud on the microphone and in the ring down the road. Acknowledge the tribal chief of the IWC. Bro, I would love to see it myself. Love to see Adam Cole in the ring with anybody. Just get him in the fucking ring.
I really don't care. Marco Stunt. Adam Cole, do it.
Francis Loop with two $5 super chats. All the women in AEW that will never be a singles champion should team up and go to Impact and compete in the Knockouts Tag Team Division. I want some Impact ladies to come on over to AEW. Period. Through the forbidden door for the Knockouts Tag Teams, we'd love to see Tenille come to Dynamite and wrestle Hikaru Shida. Yeah. Sign me up. Sign me up. Gary Sphere with a $5 super chat. Hey, fellas, does the party stop after the meet and greet? Because I will have tons of liquor on me. And if you don't have to get up early, crying emoji, hashtag all out. Well, Gary, save some of that for Issa, because if Issa gets a hold of me at the bar, wherever we are, my wallet may be fucking maxed out. Because I owe her drinks that the Yankees swept the Braves in a silly two-game series that I don't even know why it happened. But the meet and greet is going to happen on a Saturday, man. So I have no contractual obligations on Sunday, so I will be drinking. PR3D with a $10 super chat. Curious if the mention of April on TV will lead to anything. All those that haven't seen it, Punk had initials on his shoe again. Left shoe had BW. Keep up the great work, guys. Thank you, PR3D. We did mention the BW on his shoe. And I did not mention the I love you, April, with a blowing kiss at the end of the promo. What was that, Jesse? Was that an innuendo for anything, or a tip on anything? Or does this man just genuinely love his beautiful wife?
Right now, he just loves his wife. But of course, every wrestling fan on the planet that is involved here was going to take that as a signal that, April's coming over. But right now, we just hope and pray. We don't know. We don't know. It's a maybe. She could. I mean, look, her husband's here. He's lighting the world on fire. She's not going to show up next week, but if she's up to it, if she's able to, if she wants to, I mean, we all know she has a home right here in AEW.
Absolutely. Not rushing that woman back for any reason. She wants to come back. She comes back when she wants.
Yep.
Francis Loop with two $5 super chats. Vince won't change unless there is another wrestling show on Mondays. There's no other wrestling on Mondays. That's why Raw gets the rating it gets. There's no shows on Monday night on TBS, but old comedy reruns put Impact and Elevation on Mondays. Like JD said, merge the rosters.
He's not going to go to Mondays because he owns a football team, bro.
Yeah. Why would he do that to himself?
Yep.
He knows what Raw deals with 17 weeks out of the year.
Yep.
JDE with a $4.99 super chat. Starting to enjoy AEW more and more. Now I'm fitting it into my schedule. And my dude, what's up, Jesse? Never got to shout you out before.
Going on.
JDE, thank you, brother. Start fitting into your schedule more and more, man. It's going to be a historic month of September as well. Where am I here? CC Steven with a $10 super chat. JD, I agree with you. The only way I would take Braun in AEW would be in the Dark Order with Bray. Now that CM Punk has returned, there is no greater story. Now that CM Punk has returned, there is no greater story in wrestling to tell than Bray taking over for Brody. Listen, TK, if you're listening to me, bro, don't sign Braun Strowman. Please, don't sign Braun Strowman for this guy's sake over here. I don't know, CC. We'll see what happens, man.
At least Big Show can offer shit to the talent in the back. What the fuck is Braun gonna do?
Nothing. I know that.
God.
Cortland Moore with a $1.99 super chat. No message. Bro, put it in the tip jar. Tip your bartender, man. They're working hard tonight. Rob Alicia. Or Rob Alisea. I don't know if I mispronounced your name the first time wrong, man. I'm a fucking goon at this hour. JD and Jesse, love you fellas. Keep up the great work. Question, how do you book Bryan Danielson when he comes in? Just book him.
Any way he wants to be booked. Oh, that's what I forgot to mention. This is the part I love about Punk coming in Bryan coming in, and they're creative. We get to see their visions. So it's not about, oh, well, whose idea was this? Who was this? It was either A, Punk's idea, or it was B, Tony Khan's idea, and Punk agreed and signed off on it. We're not gonna get Punk out there or Bryan out there doing shit that they didn't want to do.
I agree. I agree. Thank you, Rob, for the $4.99 super chat. Cell Dweller Fangirl with a Australia mate $2.99 super chat. You think Sasha would ever join AEW? Yes, I do.
No heartbeat.
Absolutely. That
Sasha
woman
does not love WWE. Sasha loves pro wrestling.
No, Sasha does not need. Mercedes doesn't need WWE. They need Mercedes.
Yeah.
James Crawford with a $20 super chat. If Joe's plan was to take the title off of Cross, why didn't he just relinquish the title, go back to his management role, and have a tournament to set up new feuds and storylines until we get the next takeover? Because NXT is void of top baby faces right now, bro. There's no baby faces on that brand.
And Nick Khan is in charge of NXT now.
Yes. Samoa Joe actually was quoted saying that Vince McMahon thinks NXT is the future. Yeah, you know why? Because Triple H is not in charge anymore. He's in charge. Now he thinks it's the future because Triple H is removed from power. That's why.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Samoa Joe shilling Vince McMahon again. He doesn't want to get fired again.
Yeah, really.
KB Brown with a $2 super chat. Who is next for CM Punk after Darby Allin? Also says, whoever Punk wants. I meant to say who is next for Punk. Sorry, guys. KB, anybody that Punk wants, bro. Anybody that Punk wants. Randy B with a $5 super chat. What's up, JD and Jesse? Just wanted to say and let you guys know that you're awesome. Thank you for everything you do. I'm a big fan. Thank you, Randy B, for being in the venue. Love having you here, man. The Path Created with a $1.99 super chat. Do you think AJ Lee is coming back? No. I do not.
I have no reason to believe that right now.
No. Will she be back? Could she be back? Absolutely. It's when that woman wants to be back.
Technically, AJ Lee is never coming back.
Yeah.
Whatever we get, it'll be April something.
Yeah. She will, and if April doesn't wrestle again, she is perfectly content watching her husband and supporting her husband and being home and writing books and doing whatever she wants.
Yeah.
She's living the best life right now. Cell Dweller Fangirl with an Australia $2.99 super chat. AJ Lee versus Thunder Rosa. AJ versus Britt. Take my money.
Oh my God! Don't get me started, dude.
Yeah, don't get me started either.
Watch this one though. April versus Red Velvet.
Oh yeah.
Look at that size right there.
Sting 29J with a $5 super chat. Props, JD. You said Tony had CM Punk in his back pocket. Yes, I did. Jesse did as well. We both said it on this show. We both said it for multiple weeks, and I've been saying it for years. That Punk was going to be back when Bryan presented himself, and here we are.
Yep.
Bulu Fatalu with a $5 super chat. Hey, brother, who in your opinion is the best Batman? Who is the best Batman? Jeez. That's a tough one, man.
I get Bale or Batfleck.
Listen, Ben Affleck.
I like Batfleck, man.
I don't know, man. Listen, Christian Bale's my favorite Batman because it's my favorite Batman movie, The Dark Knight. But I'm going to give props to Val Kilmer, man. I thought Val Kilmer was a great Batman.
I thought he was the worst.
Of course you did.
I did. Look, let me tell you something. Ben Affleck grew on me. I really laughed at the fact of him playing Batman. But when I saw him at first, I was in total shock of him playing Batman.
Bro, does Ben Affleck look like a Bruce Wayne? Absolutely. Does he look like a Batman? No.
No, he put a lot of upper mass on for that role too.
Same thing with Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer looked more like a Bruce Wayne than he did as a Batman.
Yeah.
Christian Bale had a nice medium. He looked like a Bruce Wayne, and he played a great Batman.
Yeah, I love Bale's performance.
Me Wilson with a $99.99 super chat. It does not make sense when Edge comes back. Some people and no one was being made fun of, but yet when we see Punk come back, it was not to WWE. They got mad and made fun of the guy or anyone else who had that same reaction. I cried when Punk came back. Nothing wrong with it. Mr. Wilson, you are absolutely correct. People legitimately cried when Edge returned in the Royal Rumble, man. And that music went off, and he walked down the aisle when he first came back. People cried about that. Social media is nothing but sick, toxic individuals, man, that have no fucking life and love to bring others down because they live a miserable fucking existence.
Yes.
They love hating because they hate their own fucking life, man. That's all it is.
Bro, there's times where I see people just flat out just make an ignorant, rude fucking comment out of the blue and for no reason. Then I go look at their profile. It was just created this month.
Yeah.
They did 50 tweets and they were all just going down, just trolling people.
Yeah.
Just fucking trying to bring someone else's life down. Dude, people make themselves feel better by talking shit about other people.
Everybody gets it, man. Everybody in the public spotlight. I get it every fucking week, man. People clipping something from the show, taking it out of context, taking what I tweet out of context. They don't fucking reach out to me and ask me what I meant about something. It is what it is, man. But you know what? At the end of the day, they're shadow watching. So thank you. Thank you for shadow watching, man. I've had haters in the past reach out to me and tell me that they've turned over a new leaf and they appreciate the fucking growth that I've had on the channel. That's when I really know I won. Kal-El with a $5 super chat. Mr. Wilson, thank you for the $99.99, brother. That's a lot of money. Thank you, bro. Rounds on me. Kal-El, $5 super chat. What day is the meet and greet? Gonna try and get off and get there. It'd be nice to meet you two finally. Kal-El, it will be Saturday night. I'm gonna nail down a time and a place within the next couple of days, man. I will let you guys know on social media. I'll let you guys know on YouTube. Indigo with a $5 super chat. Always nice to see Indigo. He's here every stream. Hey, JD and Jesse. Much respect. Love the shirt, Jesse. Getting mine soon. Punk looks so happy to be back. Can't wait for All Out. Another awesome stream. Thank you, as always, Indigo. Ace Man.
I'm gonna pause you for 1 second. I'm sorry. Let me get one in the chat. Who's coming to Chicago for All Out? If you're in the stream right now and you're coming to Chicago or already in Chicago and you're coming to the meet and greet, just give me a one in the chat real quick.
Yeah, I like that. Everybody in the stream, if you are in Chicago or if you're flying from somewhere else to Chicago for All Out, not just for the meet and greet, but for All Out, we'd love to have you at the meet and greet. Hit one in the chat. We got Ace Man LLC in the chat. He says, you want toxic, go to Wrestling Inc. and ringside comments. My God, the mental illness. Bro, you could go to anybody. You could go to fucking, listen, man, Sap is doing great work. You know, I'm not, I haven't picked on Sap in a little bit. But, I mean, some of his, he probably said the same thing about my audiences. Some of his audience are fucking, you know. Everybody has those fans. So, some of the people that he has on the fucking show with him are, you know, they probably say the same thing about me.
Right.
Indigo, thank you, brother. Mr. Wilson with another $4.99 super chat. We got another great job on the OTS tonight. You guys, big fans. JD, you inspired me to do a podcast. Thank you, JD. Thank you. Me, Wilson, I appreciate you, brother.
I got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. About 11 or 12 in the chat alone that says they're coming.
Yeah, that's good.
Not bad. Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's good. Kal-El with a $5 super chat. Bring on Braun Strowman on Wednesday and take Jesse's spot. LOL, love you, bro. Can you imagine that? Getting Adam Scherr on the show? He'll probably fucking chokeslam me through the goddamn camera.
Oh, God, yeah. You are done for.
Yeah. Francisco Coronado with a $2 super chat. Adam Scherr to dethrone Kenny Omega. Book it, Tony. Jesse's still on the show, brother. Don't let him have a stroke live on air. KB Brown with a $2 super chat. If you release Killer Cross, he should go to AEW. I think he'd go back to Impact.
Yeah, he wouldn't fit in AEW. The guy can't work, man.
Yeah. Sting29J with a $5 super chat. I know you had fun in Chicago, Jesse, because I could tell all 32 teeth and ice cream bar you ate. Your energy came through the TV. Stay healed, Jesse.
Bro, I marked the fuck out, man.
As you should have.
I marked the fuck out.
Bulu Fatalu with a $5 super chat. Breaking Bad versus Game of Thrones. Who you got, brother? Breaking Bad every fucking day of the week, bro.
He asked that because there is a thread going around right now on Twitter where they ask, out of these 9 shows, Sopranos, Wire, Prison Break, Walking Dead, Boardwalk Empire, Sons of Anarchy, Ozark, Game of Thrones, and Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad is better than every one of them.
You get to pick 3. The other ones go away from existence. My list in order was Breaking Bad, Sopranos, Walking Dead.
I would agree. I would put Walking Dead over The Sopranos for me personally, but those same 3 for me as well.
Yeah.
Metalhead for life with a $4.99 super chat. He says, keep it up with a super emoji. Thank you so much, Metalhead. Cal L with a $5 super chat. On some real shit, I cried when Punk showed up. I wasn't trying to, it just hit me. And JD, your show came a long way, and it's fantastic. Thank you, Cal L. I'm always striving to improve, and I will continue to improve because eventually I'm going to move out of this house, and I'm going to move into an actual fucking studio and get a huge office and a bigger green screen and everything, man. I'm going to have a big angle desk, and I have podcasting here, gaming over there. I'm going to do it up, man. Gonna do it up. Hopefully, Sirius comes along as well.
There you go.
Gotham Guy with a $5 super chat. Would love to see Jade Cargill versus Jamie Hayter. Not now, but down the road when Cargill gets more seasoned. I could see it.
I could see that. I could see that. They have to do something with Jade Cargill. She's floundering. You know, she came out white hot in high profile stuff, and now they just got her doing jobber stuff and promos. They gotta get her out there.
KB Brown with a $2 super chat. Vanilla Ice should be on Raw this week. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Yeah, that's exactly what fucking Karrion Kross looks like, man. It looks like Shredder popping up on the stage with Vanilla Ice playing, holding the fucking ooze.
So bad.
Dre Johnson with a $1.99 super chat. WWE 2K22 or AEW game, which would be better? AEW, bro, by a fucking country mile. Not even in the same league.
Now, oh man, they get these guys scanned in?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Imagine. AEW's game is going to have one of the greatest rosters ever assembled, and you know what? They're actually all employed with the company.
Yeah.
Guys, that is it. That's all I got. I got no more super chats to read through. It's about that time. I hit the closing theme music.
Oh,
and we get the hell out of here. I got some missions to do on Destiny.
Destiny time.
Yeah. Any parting words before we get the hell out of here, man?
No, man. Another fantastic turnout, man. Again, you guys have been killing it on all platforms on YouTube. My Twitter has excelled over the last week. JD's, the numbers are up across the board. I told JD the other day, it feels like a WrestleMania week.
Yep. It was bigger than WrestleMania week, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, man.
Listen, man, I appreciate everybody. Thank you for showing up. We had almost 2,800 in the venue tonight. Looking at the numbers, I appreciate you. If you stop by, thank you. If you guys have not hit that thumbs up, please make sure you do. Let's try for 1,500 before we get out of here, man. Thank you to everyone that super chatted. Thank you to Daryl for another $500 bomb. Thank you to Me Wilson with a $99.99 super chat. We got Metalhead for Life coming in with another $4.99. Says, drop the mic with a super emoji. Thank you, bro. Make sure you follow me on social media, guys. At JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Twitter is going to be the place to be where you find out all the information coming up for Chicago and anything else that happens on the channel. Instagram as well, man. We're almost at 10,000 followers on Instagram. So if you guys want to follow me there, I know I don't post as much on there, but let's do it. Get your t-shirt, Bonfire, underneath the video player. Click the link on the t-shirt you want. It'll take you right to the website, man.
Did you guys hear that? For everybody that jumps into my DMs every day, he'll let you know the information on the meet and greet. Stop asking me in my DMs, please.
I will let you know as soon as I nail down a place. I just got to go over it with Jesse because he will be there with me. And we got to pick a place that is good for both of us. I think I found one, so I'll let you guys know. Go check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel, guys. On the homepage, it's right there. Everything is in their own playlist. Up-to-date videos are right at the top. And I'll see you guys live next time. We'll be here on Friday night for AEW Rampage and SmackDown on Fox. Should be a big SmackDown with Lesnar and Becky showing up. Guys, I got my cold beverage. The Mustang is parked out front. We're about to hit the highway. I need 2 things from you. Number 1, I need those guitar emojis in the chat because you know what's coming up. When you hear that music, when you hear that guitar solo, I need you to turn that music up to max. I'll see you guys on Friday live. I may be back with an extra tomorrow as well, so keep an eye out. But I'll be back live on Friday for SmackDown and Rampage, guys. I'll see you guys Friday.